Je t'aime. Je t'aime, Thomas. We're breaking in the middle of, what is this, David Blaine's balloon stunt.
Balloon ascension.
This is the ascension.
So apparently,
And we're just it's on, so we're just like, let's record during it. So that's what we're doing.
So David Blaine is doing the stunt where he has attached a bunch of weather balloons to himself. He is it's actually attached to his back and a harness. So he looks, and he's just holding it with one arm, but he's not holding his own weight up. So he's attached to the harness. He is now over the, where is this, Arizona desert?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I guess he's going to just detach himself once he gets to a certain height and then skydive down.
So it seems, I'm trying to read the captions, but I think he's 6,000 feet up
right now.
Yeah, and
he could safely detach himself, and I mean he could have done it depending on what rig he's got. I mean, under 1,000 feet. You know what I'm saying? If he has a base.
If what I read is right, it sounds like he's 6,000 feet up, but he's already through the wind blown over 400 miles.
Whoa!
Oh, really?
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
That doesn't seem right, but I was trying to read it rather quickly, so I could be wrong on that.
Well, how? Yeah, I mean, I doubted 400, maybe 400 meters. I bet it said 400.
Don't know.
Yeah, 400 meters is nothing.
We were laughing before we started recording because he's in a full black jeans, black overcoat.
Oh, he's blanding it up.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta
over a desert. It's gotta be hot.
Well, he's not gonna dress like a clown, although that would look better with the one arm up because that's the quintessential clown pose. Like I even have a picture of me holding a bundle of balloons in a funny suit.
Well,
you know?
Actually, if they did this in the morning, which I assume it's the morning over there,
not
probably
bad.
Cold.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it gets cold as hell in the desert.
Oh, he's dropping weight. He's going up higher.
Also, the higher he goes up.
He's at 6,500.
So we're
500
feet a minute.
Wow. It is kind of cool. Like, I get that he can
I
bail on it at any moment.
I bagged on it earlier this week, but I like it now. Yeah,
Do you like it?
Yeah,
I kind of like it.
I still am
like
stupid.
it, and I like it's just cool. It's like I like the cameras he's got on him. It's just cool.
It's not very impressive of a stunt though. Like
it's just a novelty.
I think it's more impressive than anything I've ever done. So I mean,
no, that's true. But like, I'm not even joking. Like with maybe. I'm not. I promise you, with a couple weeks of training, my buddy Andy could probably teach me how to do this. Like because once they lifts me up in the air, then it's just like, all right, I'll tell you when to detach yourself, and then you just skydive after that. And then you just have to pull.
Hold on, what is
he throwing down now?
He's doing something now. Well, I'm trying to watch David Blaine. This guy's telling everybody he can do it. This isn't about you, man. This isn't about you, man.
You couldn't pay me enough money to do this.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's,
let David have his moment, please.
But it's stupid. It's
he just took off some sort of sleeve that was wrapped around the cords on the balloons themselves.
Well, I'm sure at the grand finale when he lets go, he's probably gonna detach his harness and then hold with his hands.
I'm watching the comments just fly by on YouTube. Every 3 seconds, somebody yells the N-word in all caps. It's
God.
crazy.
It does it?
Yeah, it's bad.
Don't they have a moderator that...
Not when it's live like this. Yeah. I mean, they might go back and scrape it later, but when it's live, it's hard to pull instantaneously.
I do wish that he was dressed a little differently.
Well, yeah, I mean...
I think he's about to pull the parachute.
All right.
Well, he's got a free fall first. But, there may be 20,000 people in the world that could do this.
So he's pulling something down.
I think that's the parachute pack.
Oh, he's got to put it on.
I think so. Because they said, can he put it on now?
Oh,
okay,
damn.
so
All
this
right.
is a stunt. Oh, so he went up without a parachute.
Parachute's coming down.
Okay. I assumed he was wearing it the whole time.
He had it packed up in the balloons themselves.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
No, I ain't doing this. I would never do this.
I don't even know if I could put a parachute on the ground. You know what I mean? Like
Okay, so that makes it more dangerous for sure. I assumed he was wearing the parachute the whole time.
Okay, just so you know, if
Dang,
Andy,
he's littering crazy, by the way.
Well, don't pick it all up. But if you and Andy ever decide to do this, I do not. Now I'm out because I don't know if you want to put your parachute on midair.
Yeah.
And I know you can do a lot of stuff, and you know I believe in you. I really do. But I don't want you to attempt this.
Well,
so that's my vote. I vote no.
It adds a danger factor of him putting it on. And obviously, if this harness broke or any of the balloons broke, he would have been killed immediately without the parachute. So,
but he has been practicing this. Over and over.
Has he done this before?
Yeah.
Or is this a one-time shot?
Not in the air, but or not fully untethered. Before he has practice in like a parking lot while he was tethered.
Oh,
so
God.
I'm sure he has attempted to do this mid-parachute situation before. This isn't the first time, you know.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, like he's practiced hanging and putting on a parachute.
Parachute question. I know you know more about this than I do.
Yeah.
Is this parachute, is he controlling the release, or will a CO2 cartridge, like let's say he fumbles, does it have safety, or do you think it would have some sort of safety mechanism in it in order to
the parachute
to at least release on its own in case he couldn't do it?
There is a thing called a Cypress that's like an emergency release that ejects your backup chute in case you don't pull your parachute at a certain height.
Yeah.
So it's got an altimeter in it, and it's for if people pass out or somehow are rendered incapable of pulling the chute, it'll eject your backup chute, which inflates a lot faster, kind of like it's packed like a base rig, so that it immediately...
Again, the YouTube chat killing it. He's strapping his legs in, and everybody's just saying, "Put your strap on in there." Great job, YouTube.
So now,
you're wonderful people.
Now he's 100% safe. Basically, he's got the chute on. If anything happens or the rig breaks, he's got his parachute on. Okay, I'll give it to him that floating up there with no chute that's dangerous.
Yeah.
I mean, like that's a situation where if anything went wrong, you immediately die.
He's still putting it on. He's just now putting the second leg strap on.
Yeah, but that's you could technically, even with just the arm harnesses, you could be fine. But
it's a heck of a thing to do on a Wednesday, right?
Well, I think he was supposed to do it last week, remember? And then he changed the date and location.
And he knows how to sell it. Like he's monkeying with it. You can see he's like having some
he's
trouble.
struggling.
Yeah.
But
he's in real life, no way. He knows exactly what he's doing.
Well, he's done this maybe 100 or so times, I'm sure.
He's removing
the safety here.
What's his altitude? I know.
I don't think he's going to try and punk us by like a oops.
Oh, I hope he turns into a bat.
Yeah, you don't think he's going to do an oops, do you? Like what are those?
It could be like a crazy camera trick, like David David Copperfield, and then the camera cuts away, and then it's just a dummy falling out of the sky, and we think he dies.
So he's taking a safety harness or like the one of the safety lines that had him connected. Is he gonna the rest of the way just hold on to it? I bet he is.
I don't know. He's at 9,200 feet right now.
Yeah. He's got a chute on. And I think part of this is going to be him seeing how long he can hold on to the rope, right?
I would imagine, yeah.
I don't know what his goal is. I don't know if it's how long he can hold, how high he can go.
He loves endurance stuff, though, so it's one of those.
So I bet the whole stunt is like, I float up there, I put my chute on once I'm at altitude, then I take all my safety harnesses or the wires off, and then I'll hold on as long as I can.
How high can you go in the sky without, passing out?
Well,
I don't know. That's a good question.
So I believe you can go up to because we flew in a Cessna with Andy one time when he was skydiving, and we were at 13,000 feet. And anything above that, but we were getting a little lightheaded at that altitude. But I think
he's getting close to 10,000.
I think
maybe that's what he's gonna do. Maybe he's really gonna try to push it.
But the air's just thinner, so it's like because you've been if you go to Colorado, you get on mountains that are 20.
Yeah, but he's kind of accelerating at a fast speed. They said it was 5 feet per minute.
Yeah,
that he's going up.
Yeah. They know exactly where he'll be fine.
A lot of water over there.
You can go pretty high and still have enough oxygen to...
All right. Come on, David.
Do it already,
Yeah,
Blaine.
Come on. We got it.
He's got to draw it out. How does he make money doing this?
Well, maybe he's just doing it for subscriptions to his YouTube, and then he'll make money a little bit that way.
Like self-promoting.
I mean, I guess. I mean, he's got a million and 1.13 subscribers on YouTube.
How many people are watching it live right now?
Will it show me that?
Maybe those analytics.
Yeah, I don't know if it can show me that.
All right, they're at 10,100 feet right now. Now 10,200. Whew.
It is weird when you're under a balloon how still everything is. You know, you're so used to when you're in the air, like the wind go.
Yeah.
Because you're moving fast, but when you're under a hot air balloon or like, you know, even a parachute. When I went skydiving, when you pull that chute, it is really still, eerily still.
Now, is he just gonna release, and then how quickly will?
At that. He probably has 5 seconds of free fall, maybe 10, 30 seconds, I think you get at 13,000. I don't know, not too long. And you have to pull by about 3,000 feet.
Does he have, because they're talking about him finding a place to land. Does he have any control over the direction he goes?
Yeah.
He does.
Under his parachute, he does. But you're kind of at bay with the wind.
That's what I was thinking.
You can go into the wind, though, but you could steer. How they'll do it, you steer around in a circle, and then you find
But
the
how?
place.
How do you steer?
You can pull your lines.
So it basically.
Oh, you mean after he pulls the chute?
Yes.
But not right
no,
now.
right now, no.
Okay.
Right now,
All
he's just floating.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
You are totally up to the wind.
But
ready
the
to
way
go.
that they're kind of talking, I'm trying to listen to a little bit. It seems like they know how the wind is blowing up there.
For
so
sure.
when they released him, he's doing pretty much what they anticipated, and the wind is kind of taking, because they just said he's about to hit a patch of air that will send him back to the south. So they kind of know that, but I'm sure anything can change or alter.
A lot of Earth is flat comments in the YouTube.
Oh, tons. I mean, the comments are just terrible.
Why even
Absolutely. Why do you got to be bad? It's always
don't even put the chat on. First, it's going so fast nobody can read.
Yeah,
it.
right.
It's just cursing and racism, and then just people being overtly sexual and rape comments and just garbage. It's just garbage.
Yeah. Don't even put the comment.
All right, he's putting goggles on. I think he might be getting ready to drop. 11,200 feet right now.
The comments do nothing for anyone. It doesn't add entertainment value. It doesn't.
Now
add
some guy's
nothing.
talking about Megan the Stallion in there. I don't even know what it is. Why would you do that?
Someone said hashtag David Plain. That's so dumb.
Let's just read
God.
the worst comments.
There's just it's stupid. Don't
He's
even.
actually spending time and money to do something, and the comments are just like.
Of course, well,
the
everybody's
worst.
gonna make fun of him.
Oh my God. This is BS.
What did he just put
I
on
just
his
saw
finger?
this is BS roll by.
Yeah. Well, in a day and age where you see so many.
Oh, he's taking his
impressive things.
pulse.
Oh, pulse ox
Oh,
coming
yeah.
on.
He's got a whole buffet up there. He's got all his medical equipment and.
That's just for drama. He's taking his pulse off. That's stupid.
Well, no, he's just going to show all of us that he can control his pulse.
Someone said hashtag balloon boy.
Because he's done that before. Remember,
Yeah,
he's in ice and then check his pulse. He's like, he's dead.
Yeah,
No, he just knows how to slow his pulse
meditate
down.
and
Yeah.
stuff. But
Okay, now I'm swinging back to your side.
him taking his pulse oxygen level is drama to show.
Yeah,
like
he's wasting time.
He's like, look how high I am. There's less oxygen up here. Yeah, like no S. And he's not even, like I said.
Somebody just said tacos, and then somebody just said, we do it doggy style.
Right around this.
Oh man.
This height is that's where you start getting thinner air. For
Yeah,
sure.
so, see, they just said he's doing his breathing technique.
Yeah, they're gonna add that into it.
Yeah, they got to add something because.
Like somehow his breathing technique is gonna get more oxygen into his blood, which it could. I don't know.
I don't know his breathing technique.
But maybe the more you take in, the more you'll get, even though the air's thin, I think, right?
Oh, I can see your guys are in there. A lot of comments are like, this is weak. Those are just real skydivers on there. They're just diving.
Yeah. But I'm telling you, like any skydiver is gonna think this is stupid. It's like watching Robbie Knievel jump 5 buses, and any pro freestyle motocross ride. Like, I'll do a backflip over that.
David Blaine's nails are too long. Cut your nails, dude. You look like Nosferatu. Jeez Louise. He's got big yellow vampire nails.
Yeah. 12,000 feet isn't that high.
I don't know, man. It sounds pretty high to me.
Yeah. But if you look at like a 12,000 foot mountain and like it's not that incredibly high.
So what?
I've been this height
I'm
in
just
an open
surprised he
airplane.
hasn't jumped yet.
Yeah, how high is he wanting to go?
He's gonna milk it out. I mean, the longer he gets people to
View.
yeah.
Yeah.
Plus, like as this goes on social media, more and more people
are
get on that,
coming
coming
yeah,
in. So
snowballs.
So they're like, wait, they'll probably reach an apex at a certain point.
Yeah, I would imagine.
Because everybody is like, oh, David Blaine's up in a balloon, and they're just clicking on social media.
Yeah,
You know?
that's what I did.
That's what we did,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's exactly what
Yeah,
we did.
yeah.
Now the Earth is round
fighting.
versus
Yeah.
Earth is flat. People are fighting in the chat.
I did see one that said Earth is a turtle.
Yeah, but there's another guy in there who's saying Earth is Megan the Stallion's ass.
Well.
That's what I finally figured out what he's talking about.
Right.
He's not wrong.
I like how people.
Someone said, David, say hi to the chat. Like he's just watching the chat on YouTube. God, the people on the internet are dumb.
Well, I just think it's people.
Yeah.
You
I
know,
don't
it's
even
the
think you need
internet.
to say internet.
Well, everyone's on the internet basically at this point.
But also, there's something that makes you more dumb, like in the chat
comment
room.
on something like this?
And I think half of it is just joking and effing around. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So he's still
How
flying.
is the temperature? I'm at 13,000.
It'd probably be cold. That's also why he's dressed like that too, because it's cold up
yeah,
here.
he knew it was going to get cold when he got up there.
Especially in
He's
the
prepared.
desert. Yeah, it's probably 30s, 40s up there. Get out of here with your stupid.
Yeah, I just want some more. I
Pulse.
want something to happen now.
Right.
Yeah. Well, that's why he brought out the pulse.
And is he
ox.
just going to release the balloons into the sky? That's bad for the environment.
No, they probably have a way to recover them somehow,
Well,
or they'll
yeah.
follow it.
Also, they probably have something that will pop them or release.
He should shoot him out the sky, right? As he and
Yeah.
then release and parachute out.
Well, I mean, they're connected to all that video.
Come on, be a
equipment.
badass.
I wouldn't imagine he'd want to lose all that.
Blaine's got the coin.
Yeah, he probably does, but there's probably a beacon on it, and they'll just let it go and find it later.
Or they'll figure out a way to make it descend by remote popping a certain amount of balloons.
Oh,
and then
somebody
it'll
just said, David Blaine, give it up, bro. Wow, that's mean.
Yeah.
Give it up, bro?
You know, I saw him live a couple years ago at the Dr. Phillips Center.
Oh, I forgot about
That
that.
was fun.
Yeah, you really enjoyed that,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I mean, he's gonna put on a good show. He's
Yeah,
been doing
this-
this for a long time.
I know what I'm getting into.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. It's.
Oh, so is he going to go at 14,000?
Maybe that's the goal.
I'm talking a lot of S about it's not that impressive, but it's fine.
It's pretty impressive.
It's
fine.
a thing.
But
It's a Wednesday. It's a pretty
But,
good Wednesday.
Wednesday
First a
morning,
solid Wednesday, I feel like.
hump day.
Yeah.
for sure, a lot of skydivers though are talking mad ass because this is not impressive to them.
And by the
at
time
all.
this episode comes out, this has already happened. So
Oh, yeah.
this happened yesterday.
We're bringing you the old news. It's Wednesday on a Thursday.
Yeah, but I bet a lot of people though didn't see that. They're at work or whatever. They're gonna.
A lot of people can't, I'm sure. You know, YouTube isn't exactly something that your company wants you jumping on all the time.
They'll get the recap, and then this thing will be forgotten by Friday.
Oh, for
Yeah.
sure.
Maybe even the end of today.
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah,
I'm
I think
not- but
about it. He's right.
It's just there'll be something else. The news cycle's too fast. This would just be a blip. Although if he gets a couple million people to watch us, subscribe to his YouTube channel, like
Are we
it's
gonna
worth
chill
it.
out and watch him release? Is that what we're doing
yeah,
here?
yeah, I want to release. He's gonna release at 14,000.
I don't know. I think he's at 14,000.
Oh, okay. He's putting his pulse ox back in his pocket.
Put it away, Blaine.
Yeah, we get it. There's less oxygen up there, Blaine. We know. It's not dangerous to get your pulse ox to 92. Fine.
What's he saying?
But I got it up to 96.
Oh, 96. There's
Yeah,
like
we don't need any more of the pulse ox. Looks good. We don't need to see that.
Okay,
How
I'm
are
gonna
you
put
feeling?
pulse
How are
ox
you
away.
feeling?
Oh yeah, he's got a guy that asks a bunch of questions
Yeah.
and draw it out.
I feel great. And my team, by the way, all of you down there, you couldn't have done a better job across the board. This is the most secure and confident that I've ever felt on anything that I've ever done in my life. So thank you guys. We're 100%, not just my team, all of you guys, YouTube.
Oh, me?
YouTube.
Christian,
YouTube's just
everybody
calling you an
that-
N-word. So don't thank them.
Do not thank them.
They're clowning you and saying the N-word.
100% clowning.
So don't thank YouTube.
Look around.
Somebody just said, I hope you drop now.
Here's a question.
Just said that. He thanked YouTube.
Yeah, they're-
and the first comment I
Yeah,
see
they're-
is the chat room saying, I hope you drop
Oh.
now.
Like they're wishing you die.
Here's a question.
They
Since
can't-
it's not, I mean, maybe it is broadcast
my
on
God.
television as well. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I
but
think it is.
Because it's on YouTube, do you think if something went wrong, they would show it?
They'd roll it?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
Maybe, or maybe YouTube with this many viewers, there's someone at like YouTube headquarters monitoring this. Maybe I don't know.
I don't
like,
know
I don't
if they can even put a delay on this, you know,
Because
or-
they've-
But imagine they can. It's the same as broadcast.
because a lot of these companies, when you go live now to stop like people committing suicide and murder on Facebook Live, like I think there's some alert that they like if some possibility of someone dying, they may be able to stop the feed, right?
Don't know.
Uh,
That's an excellent question.
Because they did put something in place after people have been killing each other or like
Yeah, but
killing
I don't know
people.
what.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
like
yeah,
I don't
yeah.
fully understand the technology of what
Yeah.
they've done to make sure that things are okay there.
Yeah. Have no idea either.
So you're
Like-
all fine, everything's safe.
You know, I assume that there's some sort of digital delay, right? Like, well, obviously we're not watching 100% live, right?
No,
Yeah.
they would have to put
I would think
something.
so.
There's some
there.
production. I mean, obviously they're cutting cameras, so this is
Right.
going through a production
Oh, yeah.
crew.
Yeah, yeah.
And then, so they may have put a delay on it.
What's he talking to his kid again?
How are you? Yeah, great.
I don't know how I feel about this.
Guess what?
This feels weird to me.
What do you think? There's a setup? Like they're going to try and hoodwink you at the end or
Well,
something?
it's just like it feels a little exploitative of like throwing your kid on here and being like, I don't know, like your dad could die. It's like, hey, let's put the kid on here for some like heartwarming chatter with her dad.
Well, you can look at it like that, or you can look at it from the standpoint of there's no way he would die because he's, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like he's not going to
this-
subject his
yeah,
own
but I
daughter
think that
to.
but they're spinning it that way in my. I don't know.
This
It
is
doesn't.
the
It feels
safest thing.
gross
Yeah,
to me.
This is probably the safest
Like-
stunt he's ever done.
Yeah, like,
Get this kid in school. What's she doing here?
right now.
Yeah, she's distance learning. She's got her computer out there. I saw.
She's learning about science.
Like right now, he is
weather patterns.
as safe.
She even has douche bro sunglasses on, like him.
Stop.
Like he's
The
as
child.
safe as anybody going skydiving in the world right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, which is 100% basically
Yeah.
safe. Like you have very, very small chance. I mean, minuscule chance of something happening now. Like maybe your harness doesn't release, and then you have to like float. I don't know. Like
Yeah.
I don't know what could go wrong now. It's basically he's fine. Also, no one wants to hear conversations with your kid.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
They
So
did-
what is this
Oh.
angle?
Stupid.
I don't know, but somebody in the
Just
chat
killing
just said,
time.
"Show your bobs."
Oh my god.
Oh
Because,
no.
Bad.
My God.
Really bad. My God. YouTube, you're the worst.
Oh,
man.
Well, it's not
hate
YouTube.
you.
It's people. People are people on the internet,
The worst.
and they're doing it on purpose to ruin it, which I kind of like.
I do too.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah. I
laughing.
like that they're
She's
ruining
9 years old.
My God, what's wrong with you?
Shut it down.
Shut it down. You got to.
it.
Good God.
It's.
Oh my
I
God.
like that the comments are ruining this his
Now
post.
somebody's fighting with him, says, "Mute the chat. This is so boring."
Yeah,
Cringy.
yeah.
See, I feel like it's a little cringe. I don't know.
Yes, yeah. Don't talk to your kid.
Yeah.
Oh no, I
Just-
can't read one that just floated by.
Don't read
Too
it.
far, dude.
Yeah, like it's like me having a conversation with Tommy, and he's like, "Hello,
I'm in the car. You in the car? I'm in the car.
Yeah, no one wants to hear.
What are you doing?
Hey, Dad, I'm good. How are you?
What are you doing?
Like you see him floating in the sky.
I'm not joking. There's no interesting conversation between an adult and kid that I could
Oh, I
possibly
agree.
imagine ever.
Yeah.
That's ever happened. No one wants to hear that. That's just okay. Is he gonna do it?
Good.
Someone said just don't talk.
Just sit there, float.
Is he 1.2 short or past it?
It's 32 degrees up there.
So 1.2 past is where I want to start thinking about ending.
You see?
All right. So, is he gonna just pull the quick release and?
Is that him breathing?
Yeah, he's
heavy?
doing his
Okay.
breathing technique. That's how he can tolerate the YouTube chat room. It's a breathing technique you do so you can read all the racism and horrible sexual comments that people write to 9-year-olds on the internet.
Yeah.
You just go, I can read this. I can read this. Terrible. The Earther Flat guys are just wailing in the chat.
Unhook that carabiner if you want, so you don't have to hold it down.
Yep, good call.
Oh, well, good call. There should be no good calls. A good call is when your wife says,
All right.
oh, you're out of white beans. You can use the black-eyed peas. And I'm like, oh, good call.
This is
I think
getting dumber and dumber.
We got to bail,
Oh
right?
no, we went this far. We got to see when he pulls
He's
it.
Yeah, but I
connecting
mean, like,
something
it's
or
old.
unconnecting something.
Yeah. I mean, what if he does?
Way to draw it
But
out,
he's
Blaine.
not.
Yeah,
It's
that's
going
different.
against everything you believe in, Tom Van.
Yeah. This is dumber and dumber.
Oxygen clear.
Looks good. And David, you don't have to answer anything I say. Just
Oh,
inform
he
me
may have
about
had
17,000.
an oxygen line up there.
He's at 17,000 feet.
Can't hang with you anymore. So we got a
Lost
long distance
helicopter.
camera on you. We can see you at the long one, and every camera around you, including
Which
your
is
chest
is not that high for skydiving, by the way.
What's your typical skydive altitude?
No.
I think between 13 and this height or so. I think, but I remember specifically when I went up in that Cessna with Andy, we were at 13,000, and
Basic skydiving altitude's 10,000 feet. So he's
Okay.
above the average.
Look,
Yeah.
we didn't say we knew anything. We just said we knew things.
well,
So this is
you know,
this is pretty impressive,
but
right?
no, that's basic. That's when like they were teaching you. They just take you up. It's like a hop and pop up at 10,000. I think this.
You
is
know all
not-
the lingo.
Well, I've been around it.
Are you feeling still coherent?
Man, what if he passes out and just floats into the ether?
Well, if he passes out, that's what you'd have to worry about, right?
So when you're up there and you're drifting, you're starting to pick up ground speed, which is great. But now you look down, you're probably almost straight over the top of the LZ.
I see it perfectly.
I call it LZ, whatever. It's the desert, the spot we picked out there. So
We're in a Class A right now.
Butler, get in here. We're watching David Blaine.
So, you're in the Class A, you're gonna keep rolling, and then
He floated up there good.
Yeah, he's really floating his ass off.
The chat room called him an N-word 87 times.
Okay, so he wants to go as high as 18,000 feet, which is 3.4 miles.
Can you
That's-
breathe
That's what he
in
wants to do. He's
It's just-
trying.
The air's thin, so this is part of the stunt.
It says where oxygen levels are about half those at sea level.
18,000. We're at 18.2, perfectly coherent.
So he's just a guiney pig at this point,
So
right?
when's he
It's not-
gonna-
It's not really a trick.
It should be soon.
Well, again, I don't think this is that high, but I may be wrong.
The Red Bull did it from space.
Yeah, but they had a full astronaut
space
suit
suit.
on.
But with the two levels being at 98,
But there's lots of mountains that people climb all the time. But
We all hope this fails, right? And does Rocket Man, right?
No,
It's
his
not-
daughter's there watching him. I don't
Yeah,
hope
they
that she
keep
sees his
they
death.
keep cutting the daughter.
he's already got
and-
a parachute on. He's just gonna cut it and skydive.
Parachute Man had a parachute too. I mean, Rocket Man had a parachute.
God damn it.
fine with you doing what you're doing, David. Looks great. You're obviously talking clear. You have about half the oxygen you do here on the ground up there above 18.
That's where he dies.
No, he's
And
just.
Dawn,
You know what I thought about during
when we
this?
get to, like,
What?
Is it like how do you make sure everyone in the area
we probably need
there
to
isn't a
tell
crazy
you
person that's gonna
parachute.
Shoot the balloons.
shoot the balloons or you or anything else?
They got helicopters circling him.
Well, it depends on a height. I mean, I think after a certain height, you couldn't even shoot that high without some sort of anti-aircraft gun or something.
What?
He's been practicing this for 2 years, by the way. He's been training for this.
But I assume he trains for other stunts too. He's like,
Right.
He's got a bunch in there.
I'll do the balloon one. I'll do the tank Tuesday.
Cut the lady in
Tank
half.
Tuesday.
Yeah. Like he's like, I'll hold my breath this day. I'll practice for that
Buried
one.
in ice.
Yeah. He's
And
constantly.
then I'll do some sleight of hand, maybe some cards.
This is his whole thing. This is his brand.
Well, he's gravitated to this because when he first came out, it seemed like he was more like
A street
a magician,
magician,
and
yeah.
now everything is like an endurance deal.
Well, this gets the most attention, so this helps his brand and everything, his likes and social
I had no
media.
idea this was going on.
Well, Samantha's like, he's on there, he's floating.
Yeah, and
He's
we're
doing
like,
it.
She's like, he's floating good. So we fired it up. And
Balloon
we've
Blaine.
been literally sitting here and broadcasting for a solid 30 minutes with nothing going on.
Right.
Yeah. It's the most boring show we've ever done.
My God, you're at 18,000,
Yeah.
Blaine. Let's do it.
Yeah.
What is he going to do? Pull a string and fall?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just-
I mean, I think he is.
yeah.
He might do something completely different and surprise us.
This is his first live stunt since 2012. I didn't realize it'd been that long.
Oh, remember the one where he stood on the pole?
72 hours standing on a pillar in New York City.
Oh yeah, that was
Yeah.
a dumb one. After that one, people started attacking him.
Yeah, they were bad.
Yeah. It's funny too.
I've seen fat guys do that for video games before. Like they just stand in line for
Yeah.
days.
I think I wonder if he kind of regressed after that because he got so much hate that he.
Yeah.
Also, like, think about the broadcast because back then things were still on TV
Yeah, it was
and a
like
big TV
NBC,
deal.
yeah.
And now they're not going to pay a bunch of money for this or whatever.
So he says he want to hit. He says I'm reading the captions. Apparently he wants to hit 20,000 feet, but the guy on the ground, and this is probably just for drama, says
Right.
that he prefers that he not try that.
Oh, okay.
Or what's he at now? Do we know? I know he's over 18.
19.5.
Okay. All right. Well, he's almost there.
Yeah, he'll get there fast.
19.8.
So imagine with this breathing technique, he's just trying to get as much oxygen in his blood as possible.
How I feel when I get tingly, I know every single sign.
His O2 is 97. It's fine. There's people. There's like 100,000 people with COVID right now. There's less O2 than that. Like people are watching this with COVID with less O2 in their blood.
You cross through 20. Give me a thumbs up when you're ready for ballot.
Now he's got an oxygen mask on.
Well, wait a minute. That's not.
Yeah, hold
no,
on.
now you got a full.
Wait.
And we're good
This
on
is stupid.
Yeah.
getting ready
I thought the whole point was
what's to do no oxygen?
Yeah. Okay.
No, I think we just assumed that.
Okay.
Well, I don't understand the stunt now. I keep
yeah.
going back and forth.
I know, me too.
He's probably has to
Shoot the balloons down.
No, God, Sam.
because
You're the last person I expected to bail on this.
all right.
Yo, 2 flows terrible.
Well, it'd be cooler if he shot him
Push
down.
on the back button on the regulator and blast it into your mouth.
Whoa, I'll
Hey,
pull
now.
that. Mark that. That's a promo.
I'll get him, you two.
Blast it into your mouth.
I'll get him, Bobs.
David Blaine's up there with his balloons, and his manager down the ground just told him to blast it in his mouth. Ow!
Yeah, this is the fact that he's now sucking on oxygen does take away from it. Like,
A little
That's
bit, yeah.
the same regulator your wife has. Is that an atomic?
yeah.
I think it's an atomic.
So it does make it. If he went up there with no oxygen, used
I
his
thought
breathing
that's what he
technique-
was gonna
Yeah.
do.
And
no,
then
we just didn't read enough into the
I was
story.
on board, man.
So we didn't realize he was going to be harnessed. He's got a
No,
harness.
the harness is fine. I was.
And he also already said, like, it's not like he didn't say that he was doing this stuff. We just didn't read about
You're
it.
right. Now,
Because
putting-
I'm reading the article now, and it's like he was supposed to have the harness. He was supposed to have the
Supposed to have the oxygen?
mask. Yeah.
Yeah, putting on the parachute like once he was already up there, that's something.
Yeah, that's
Like,
something. We'll give him points for that.
Yeah, that's something.
It would have been cool if he'd gone up in his underwear, put all of his clothing on.
But again,
then
Yeah.
the parachute on.
we've watched multiple people like Travis Pastrana.
2 minutes to drop.
Like he literally went skydiving with no parachute and then put his parachute on
While he was falling?
While he was falling,
Oh
like that's,
my
He
God.
caught up to it, didn't he? He
Yeah.
dropped the parachute first and then kind of.
Oh.
yeah.
Went after it.
He threw it out and
Yeah,
then
threw
went
it out
after
and caught up to it. Here, okay,
Other people have done that. Also, there's been like base jumpers that jumped off a mountain and then base
Caught
jumped
one, yeah.
into a plane and then the
Oh,
plane flew
yeah,
away.
yeah,
You
yeah.
remember those
Yeah,
guys?
yeah,
Like,
yeah. You
They,
showed
they,
me those.
they proximity flew into a Cessna and then flew like all
We
those.
have about
cooler
1
than this.
minute
Oh.
till he drops, and right before he drops, that's when we end. Right? That's what we should do. Let's do it. Come on, let's
because
do
you
it.
know nothing's gonna happen.
Right, let's do it. You want to do it?
Okay.
I'm seriously gonna stop. I mean, we're
He's,
just
he's
we're all
looking
gonna,
for a landing area.
It's the ultimate bye-bye.
Okay. Well, we'll wait until
They said he's going to give a thumbs up when he sees a
so-
good
so-
landing area.
starts screaming when he drops. Then
Okay. That's it. And then that's an ultimate ruiner.
He's over 21,200 feet.
Yeah, but then with oxygen, it's fine.
No, I'm just letting the people know.
I know. I'm just mad.
He says he's
Don't
comfortable.
yell at me about it.
That's not selling the sizzle when he says I'm comfortable.
Yeah. Like pretend you're freezing. Like I'm getting lightheaded. Something.
Yeah, you gotta my
Usually
feet
he
are on
does-
fire.
Yeah, usually he does ham it up a little bit more about how he's struggling.
Says he sees it perfect. And
I've never been able to get into his kind of low key demeanor.
It's for sure when he releases.
He's gonna lose his glasses, right?
There,
I hope not. I think they glued them on. Did you read that in the article, Sam?
No.
Okay.
He's gonna do something dramatic when he releases, right? He's got to. Like,
What if he disappears?
if you
Oh,
That would be
dude,
dope.
then I'm back
Yeah,
all the
then
way
I'm all the
in.
way in.
like you plan this for this long.
Okay,
there's-
maybe we don't bail on it. Maybe I need to watch it.
Well,
but I really want to say bye-bye.
There's got to be some dramatic release.
Let's look at the ground below him because they're showing us now. Where do you land in that terrain?
Anywhere. You just
Well,
Is it-
they've got a space. Like you can steer over to a space. The desert's fine. Like there's plenty of places to land. Like the worst thing for a skydiver is like
22,000
suburbs or
feet.
something. Yeah. But again, there's plenty of mountains that are this high that people climb all the time with no oxygen.
He heard sand. What does that mean?
Well, I guess he can't hear what they're saying. Maybe that's what they're saying to build drama. And they said something about landing in the sand, and then he heard sand.
Oh, gotcha.
So he kind of knows where to go now.
I'm looking at how high Mount Everest is. Because maybe I'm talking on my ass. So saying, all right, Mount Everest is 29,000 feet, so it's higher than I thought.
Look at you. Look at you.
But I think there's still a couple mountains that are this high.
Oh, come on, David.
You don't have to answer me. Just push the whole thing in tight to your body so it's not sticking out there.
What's he doing
He
now?
might want to
What
get
is
as high as Mount Everest, maybe, and just.
Oh, my God. Look, he's pulling out a package of ballpark smoked turkey fat-free hot
And then he's
dogs.
like, brought to you by Ballpark.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Oh, look at that. Oh, for ballpark smoked turkey fat-free Franks, my daughter loves those.
All right, he's
Now
he's
available in
getting
kosher.
He's getting up to almost 23,000 feet.
Okay.
If you could just pull that out and out.
Because there is a point where the balloons stop rising, like the air's so thin that
Yeah.
the balloons won't, continue.
I'm not saying jump right this second, but you're good for him to jump at any moment.
Well, then jump.
Right.
Yeah. Of course he's good.
He's been good for the last 10,000
Feet.
More than that. Yeah.
Okay, is it David? You're breathing
Did
in
anyone
this,
ask for
your,
this?
legs
No,
start-
no.
Oh, he's going to pop the balloons.
Still tight.
Ah,
Okay,
I knew
that's-
it.
Yeah.
Loosen them.
Is he going to pop them all at the same time?
Yeah, I was like one at a time. He's gonna slowly come down.
Yeah.
Okay, here's what he needs to do. He pulls out Freddy Krueger glove and starts swiping them. And then,
These long blades.
Open your parachute.
Nightmare at Elm Street,
yeah,
coming 2021.
as he's reaching in his pocket. Oh, he's pulling out.
Or is he going to cut the line?
Pulling out a small box of toothpicks.
Oh, they're space pigs.
Oh my
Thanks,
God.
man. What?
23,500 feet.
Oof.
There you go.
23,500
Okay.
feet.
Yeah.
This is the most boring show we've ever done.
My God.
Yeah.
40 minutes of nothing is what I call it. It's an experiment.
Yeah.
Just look at it like it's a Fringe Festival experimental, show.
We're describing to you something you watched yesterday.
Yeah. Yeah. We're describing something that's better on TV and old. So he's
My God.
Is he gonna pop the balloons? No, he'd have to pop them each one at a time, right?
Yeah. They're like 7 feet above his head, even the first couple.
You know, we're getting farther and farther away. So.
What if he can't get undone and it just takes him forever
That's what
away?
I'm saying.
That'd be pretty cool too. That's a good
Then
ending.
it's a rescue
would like that.
mission.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, then we're following him in cars.
You'd eventually, like, if your oxygen ran out, you would die eventually at this height, for sure.
That's called the Payne Stewart, I believe.
Yeah. You pass out and
Remember,
It's a
pleasant way to go.
You're able to do it also.
Until you hit the water.
Yeah. So
There you go. Great.
have
Looks
they
good.
mentioned that it?
1 degrees. It's 1 degree where he's at. Temperature 1 degree Fahrenheit.
Well, I've been in 0 degree. Fuck.
Butler.
What's he gonna do?
We've done 40 minutes of recording. Butler gets here and yells the F word.
I caught it.
Feet opening. I'd like
kind
you to
of.
open at 7,000 feet. 7,000 feet, so you can make it back to the spot.
Yeah.
Oh, he
Someone
farted.
farted. Oh my
Oh,
god.
he's gonna fart his way down.
He's gonna breathe it in.
Okay, it was
His
worth
mouth.
that. It was worth it.
Totally. Fart, Blaine, fart.
He blame blammered.
Yeah, that was worth it just for that one fart. 40 minutes of nothing, one fart.
He's gonna hook up this.
Oh yeah.
Someone yelled fart. A bunch of farts in the chat.
Oh yeah, fart.
They're all
fart, and then inward
Bro, he
fart.
just farted.
they're all as creative as we are. By the way, the whole internet.
Oh, there
Yeah.
goes Charlie the Chocolate Factory. Yeah.
Yeah. They're doing the same
Yeah,
jokes.
yeah. Oh, did I just hear a fart? Mm-hmm. Dog fart. Drug test, the dog fart. I don't know what that means.
Go all the way to Mars.
Stop.
Fart cam.
Somebody just said, don't. Someone just said, I'm never stopping jacking it.
How long have we been recording?
My
What are we?
40
God.
minutes. 40 minutes.
What do
is
we
it?
do with this? A second part of ACT Thursday?
I say we
We
throw
got
it
it.
in
Here
the
we
show.
goes.
Oh, we didn't get a
missed it.
warning.
We missed
We
it.
were talking through it.
Bye-bye.
What happened?
Where is he?
He's got a gun. Oh, my God.
I can see a
he in
tiny
free
dot.
fall?
People are still
Yeah.
saying fart, fart, fart,
There's a tiny dot. You see it?
fart, fart, fart,
He
fart.
didn't give any like
No.
build up. He just
No.
pulled it. Come
We
on,
were talking
Blaine.
about the fart, Blaine, you idiot.
You gotta give us some time after a fart.
You did one tiny fart and then you pulled it, and then now you're just free falling. Oh, this is stupid.
We didn't realize it was the fart was the countdown to the jump. 10 seconds after the fart, and
Alright.
he jumped.
Okay, now it's just free falling, just like any other skydive. I've seen this
Yeah.
10 billion times.
All right, bye-bye.
All right, yeah. Oh God.
Remember the time we tried to give blood and then Butler couldn't give blood and he
yeah.
sulked like a baby all
He
day?
stole all
yeah.
the cookies and
Yeah.
sweets.
And the blankets, all the blankets we were getting.
Why they wouldn't let him give blood because
He's got mad
European?
cow.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah. Was that
Because he's got the
Got the old hoof of mouth.
yeah.
yeah, we laughed and laughed.
Oh man, it was funny. But they kept feeding him cookies.
Oh yeah.
I was satisfied.
Yeah, they'd be like, "I'm so sorry you can't give blood, baby. Have another oatmeal raisin."
I thought Dan was gonna pass out.
Oh yeah, you and
You
Ghost
went
White.
white.
Once you open me, it just starts falling out. Because the one lady did say, she's like, "Wow, he's really filling up this bag."
Fast.
Yeah, it's fast.
So, welcome to your Labor Day BDM special. Today we decided to do a job-related BDM show.
I know we never do shows on jobs.
I was gonna give you
Look,
the,
you know we got 12 subjects.
yeah. And thanks to Samantha, I was gonna give you the same old bullshit.
We were gonna,
I was like,
what's the
best job, worst job, book it.
let's give the BJ WJ.
Yeah. And then Samantha suggested, because she's a great producer, like, how about we do a spin on jobs and then do like a firing story? I'm like, that's it.
And then
book it.
then you said no spin on jobs.
Best
And
job,
then I
worst
was
job.
like, hold on, everybody, calm down. You don't need to raise your voice. And then Samantha, I said, Sam, would you like to try again? And then I said, this time, Tom, could you please not explode and start screaming at her?
I have that problem. I always just see
It's crazy.
there's 1,000
Most people
punch
think
holes.
I would be the guy
Yeah.
to do that. I only did that, arguably, I only did that when Ross and Lee were here, and I've learned the error of my ways. Because I hit them both in the face repeatedly. But it doesn't hurt because I'm so small and weak.
So,
Very small and weak.
with all that conversation going on, that brought us to a point where I think Samantha brought up, she's like, I've never been fired from a job. And then Daniel's like, I've never been fired either. And then I said, I've never been fired either. And then we thought that was weird.
One of these things is not like the other.
And then Travis chimed in
He slowly raised his hand.
and said, I've been fired.
From every job I've ever had. Like, wow.
Including almost being fired from this Guess what?
Multiple times.
Multiple times. In fact, dare I say, less than a month ago, I was called on the carpet and then I stuck a big dick in your mom. Back to you, boss.
Which why we are all bragging about never being fired. We all slowly just turn to Travis.
This is true.
And then Travis like, I got some stories. We're like, we know you do.
Do you know how many jobs you've been fired from? Since none of us have been fired at all.
Because you had a bunch.
I would say at least 5.
So
Wow. But you've also had. Now,
He's
wait.
had a lot of
I don't want to
jobs,
sell
though.
this guy out to say that he's not
Percentage-wise,
like a really
yeah.
nice and wonderful person, because I happen to think that Travis is a wonderful human being, and I love him dearly. But he's had 75 jobs,
No, yeah.
and he's lived the life of an 80-year-old man. Like he sailed around
It's
the
like
world.
Cloud Atlas over here.
Yeah, he worked for Uncle Dijon in the chateau. There was something. You were a valet. You were a crocodile hunter. You were
Don't forget my sports marketing stuff.
Yeah,
Oh,
sports
yeah,
marketing.
he's an
Sports
actor.
marketing.
He ran a zip line in Costa Rica for 5 years. Like it's all these crazy things that he's
You know
done.
what? You know what? I think that's a trait of a chopper. Choppers have lots of jobs.
They can't.
Yeah.
They can't stay in a
Yeah,
job
yeah,
too
yeah.
long.
Yeah.
Short attention span.
Yeah.
That and for sure they chop too far.
Yeah, it's a must chop, can't stop scenario, right?
Yeah.
You guys are a little easier on the chopping, so that's why I'm here so long.
Yeah, we are.
Little
we
less.
well,
chopper.
we're chopper ally.
Yeah, we
That's-
also
we all
friend of the
identify
chopper.
as we may not be choppers, but one thing I do know, and I will never not be an ally to the choppers.
also all your choppiness is great show content.
Yeah.
So
This
all,
is a safe
all
space.
of your mistakes you make, we actually use it to profit. So
Yeah.
we feel like, well, it makes a lot of mistakes, but then we use the mistakes to
Yeah.
make fun of them, which makes it good content. Which then we could get more listeners, then sell more
contractual-
commercials, which you can't sell to advertisers.
They're
I was gonna say I'm not
that's
sure.
true. That's true.
It's almost a circle of life until we get to that
Yeah,
part.
we get, to
Circle of
the,
death?
we get to the end, nothing happens. I call
we're
them money bumbles. Is what I like. The term I like to use around the office.
I every time we poke Travis, I look at his eyes. I'm like, we can poke him more.
Yeah, I do too. In fact,
That's a good trait.
A couple of weeks ago, I think I even told you. I go, hey, I've been whipping up on you a lot lately. I just want to make sure we're on the same page, and I make sure and look him right in the eyes. And this is purely to cover my own ass.
I just looked back at you and said, "Ha, little man."
Yeah, he did.
Oh,
See,
oh
now he
my
showed it to me
God.
now.
Don't make fun of that
By
one.
the way, that,
He'll get you good. He'll make
Oh,
you
yeah.
cry.
Like,
Yeah,
whether-
you can get me all day
Yeah.
long. Yeah, just
Whether you know
they
it or
don't
not.
remember that shit.
whether,
3 years from now, he'll be like, well, this is the final straw, and that little man coming.
Yeah, I don't know if you just saw that, but with my penis, I wrote in the Google Calendar what you just said, without you even being able to see that I was able to flag that and file it under Travis.
Daniel's _1 grudge holder.
Oh, yeah.
Daniel hold a grudge long.
Yeah, number one grudge holder.
What?
Daniel bring up shit that people have done to him 10 years ago and still be just as mad about it.
Oh yeah, more mad.
Yeah,
because I let it
yeah.
fester.
Yeah, you sit on it.
Because I let it live rent free in my head.
So,
I hate it when people say that.
because we're on vacation Labor Day, we're recording this early, but we still always like to give BDMs their shows.
Yeah, we keep saying that, and then I keep saying we're all tired, and we just like don't want to do this, and we all keep saying, "But we swore we would never take time out." It's like, okay, all right.
I know. So we decided we're going to take some listeners' calls. I didn't even know what prize did we promise?
We said a $100 gift card
Whoa!
of T&D
Wait,
merch.
whoa.
Too much!
Who said that?
Yeah,
Tom Van.
Oh, man,
I was trying to get bric-a-brac from around the studio, and he's
That's
like,
what
"Nobody's
Peter
gonna
does.
want that. Let's
do
give
I-
him $100."
That's what Peter does from Scotch and Good Conversation. He's like, if
Yeah.
you win a contest, he just goes around his studio and finds like a magazine, dog hair,
You're right.
old pen, toilet paper, and puts it in a box.
And
Yeah.
these people would have called for nothing, I think.
I think they
Yeah.
would.
Yeah.
You always do this.
I need to listen to Samantha more.
Yeah.
Dude,
Oh,
$100 worth of
Thank
our
you.
merch?
Oh, yeah.
Why not $100 to one of our clients? So at least we're wasting their money and not ours.
I know.
I actually did suggest
Yeah, I know you
a
did.
couple
I
of
know.
gift cards.
Our
from
clients
other
probably
sponsors.
would have paid us for that. God damn.
I heard you.
Idiot.
I heard you say that, Sam, while I was ignoring you.
So we're gonna hear some. I don't even know. Like we didn't even like Samantha.
I'm the
heard-
only one that read
yeah.
the emails.
Which is actually really nice to have somebody to vet it. So now, you and I can play without one of us having to go through all the stories.
So before we hear a listener's or a BDM story,
Let's prime the pump, buddy.
I want to hear Travis's story because we made him. He started telling the story, and then we're like, stop. We're like, just wait till we record this because it had to do with boiling water and smoking weed. I think there was a couple mixed together.
Yeah, those couple. That's a couple mixed
Yeah.
together.
So what was the boiling water firing story, and what company?
Didn't you
was
say
it
that
from?
the official firing was, quote, horseplay?
Yeah, it was quote for
Wait a
horseplay.
minute.
How do you get fired for horseplay?
What, locker
I'll
room
explain.
talk and horseplay? What were you doing?
Oh, who are you grabbing?
So I mean,
Nope.
this was like a lifetime ago. So it was like 21 years ago. I was about 18 years old.
Short lifetime.
Yeah, short
Yeah, that
but
lifetime
it's
just
hard
started
living,
drinking.
bro. It's
Yeah.
a lot of hard living in that 21 years.
Yeah.
But I was working at a Ruby Tuesday. And,
Oh,
Yeah.
I was kind of just bumped myself up from busboy to waiter. So I was
Alright.
just, right on 18, you have to kind of be 18 to serve alcohol in Virginia.
Okay.
Ruby Tuesday, they had the
Salad bar.
Yeah, but they were known for hamburgers,
salad bar, yeah.
and that big ass mega salad
Never
bar.
eaten at a Ruby Tuesdays.
Oh, I used to like it. Yeah. The Dennis family. My mom and dad. Mom would love the myriad of pea salads that they had. They always had some sort of mayonnaise pea salad, and then my dad would get a big hamburger.
Every time I have ever gone into a Ruby Tuesdays, which has been a long time ago,
Yeah.
I always look up. I'm like, this is a Fridays, right?
Yeah.
It's the same shit.
Yeah. Well,
Why just call it Fridays?
it's the red tinted stained glass strange window lamp deals.
They used to have, they used to have Tiffany glasses, Tiffany glass.
Yeah,
shades.
like those weird,
Yeah.
there was a time when you walked in and saw that, you're like, hey, wait a minute. I think I'm in a pub that serves a damn good hamburger. Let's get it on. But it's not like that now. Now when you walk in, you're like, wow, this shit's dated and sucks.
Oh, it still
Yeah.
sucked back then. It was gross. It was the restaurant of whores. Everything possibly you could imagine was going on. Drugs being sold over the heat window. Managers banging hostesses.
I
that
think
were
that's most
everywhere.
restaurants.
It was like the
That's-
movie
yeah.
Waiting. It was the exact same,
Yeah.
all the same stuff. Drugs in the freezer, everything.
And your Andy Milanakis got AIDS.
Yes.
Oh,
the corporate
No whippets,
restaurants
though.
I feel are worse than like the mom and pop restaurants.
sure.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
there's no
I don't
respect.
know. No
one
They
gives
don't
a shit.
respect
I
the
mean,
owner.
it is, but also mom and pop restaurants, though, like, aren't they the ones that like break the most amount of like health code violations?
Yeah, but that's just because they don't care about getting sued, or they're less concerned. The big corporations, they'll keep it clean because they don't want to get sued, but their employees don't give a shit and they actually hate their job and they hate everybody around them. So they do the most mischief. You see what I'm
Okay,
saying?
yeah, that
The
makes
mom
sense.
and pop ones, at least you have some skin in the game where you know the owners and
Or maybe family friend.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
more of a connection. Okay, I understand what you're saying.
but they are, roachy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So it was like kind of like prank wars that were always going on between all the waiters, and always kind of fucking with each other. And so I got into a point where I would we were waiting tables, and I changed the guy's drinks on his on the tray, and so he delivered the wrong drinks. He did something to me. It came down to me putting some ice in the back
Oh,
of
I
his heel.
like the pranks are now affecting people's meals.
Oh, my God.
Oh, yeah. I like
I'm
that.
going to put pubes in Johnny's order. They'll think it's his.
They'll think he shaved his pubes.
And so, like, I put some ice in the back guy's shoe, and he stepped on it, and it made his sock wet. Big laugh. Blah,
Oh,
blah,
you
blah.
put wait, really? You got a big laugh from the old ice in the shoe?
Well, it soaked his shoe, and like you're back in the day, you're wearing like Birkenstock clogs.
I call it the reverse hot foot. Saw it on Tom and Jerry.
Well, anyway, so this guy, I guess, while I was running around and doing my business, he filled up a small coffee pot full of the boiling hot water, which comes out about 200 degrees.
Oh, hold on a second. Somebody took it up a notch.
Yeah, he ramped it up a hair.
You put an ice cube in my shoe, I'm going to burn your face off with goddamn boiling water.
I'm sitting here, kind of I'm doing whatever you do in the back of the house.
Well,
where
if you're
the,
Seth, you're jacking off.
on the expo line, and he just comes up behind me and throws the pitcher of water on the back of my leg.
Oh
and it
my
instantly melts the back of my skin to my pant leg. I just whipped my pants down in the middle of the kitchen.
which again, I don't know if that was the right move.
No, that's a health code violation too.
And you're
Also
really
sexual
hairy.
assault.
And
Yeah.
you're really hairy too. So when you yank those pants off, I mean, it must have been like poof.
Was it
Well,
like
no, the
jeans?
skin melted off with the hair. When I pulled it off, my skin had fused with my pants, and so when
Oh
I
my
pulled it down,
God.
it ripped all the skin off the back of my legs.
You look
And
like
so-
Monkey Hellraiser.
Oh yeah, I was back in like the I didn't run to the employee bathroom. I ran out to the the open
By
your
the
pants
salad bar.
the
By
employee
the salad
kitchen
bar.
with my pants off. With my pants off. And so I ran into a stall, and I'm sitting there like, I don't know what the fuck to do. I'm sitting there like, give me towels, give me towels. There's people like
Well,
other
who are you
servers coming in
asking?
there.
Like the patrons?
Well, no, I think a bunch of people a bunch of waiters in the back of the house saw what happened.
Follow him in.
Mr. Tuesday isn't gonna like this.
Actually, it's a lady, Ruby.
Oh, sorry.
Her name is Ruby.
After about 20 minutes of sitting there kind of trying to cool my leg down, and I was probably crying, I don't know. And I ended up just leaving and walking out of the front of the house and just going home. Because, I mean, I had no skin on the back of my legs. My pants were soaking wet. It was like the beginning of a shift. I gave zero fucks.
You let him win the prank war?
Yeah, I guess so.
You didn't
Well,
put
he
that in
ended
your
up getting
resume.
fired.
Well, we both ended up getting fired. In the end, like,
did they bring you back in to fire you?
Right.
or
no,
they
well,
call you?
I was. They called me at home because I had a wounded butler over here.
Oh, yeah.
So you just left with scolding legs, and then
No, with
did
no
you-
pants on.
Did you?
What'd you get in your car?
You
Pants on the
knew.
shoulder. Oh,
You
okay.
knew that was it, right? Or did you not?
It was kind of. I was 18. I zero
okay.
fucks given.
And that's the problem, because when he told us, he's told me like part of the story, and I was like, "How do you get fired for that?" I go, "You know why they fired you? Because you were 18, young and stupid, and they knew that you could have sued the hell out of them."
I could
If
see
they
They were
would've
just like,
reported
you're
that.
horse playing. You can't horse play in the
Yeah,
kitchen.
but-
Therefore,
but this
look what
man
happened when you were horse
Doesn't
playing. You're
matter.
fired.
That's
Yes.
not how that works, though. Fucking Ruby Tuesdays. If you got boiling water thrown on you by an employee, you could sue the shit out of Ruby Tuesdays.
I would imagine so, but I didn't. And, I ended up
you
I ended
ended
up
up
becoming
getting
a
fired.
delivery driver for a pizza joint for about 6 months after that. It sucked.
And then you get fired
Did
from
you get fired
that?
with it?
Yeah, I did. I got
Oh.
fired from that.
What'd you
How'd
do
that
there?
happen?
I was delivering pizzas, and I had no
Yeah,
idea
put
where
some
I had
pizza
no
on this
idea. I had
pizza,
no
yeah.
idea where the fuck I was going, and I got lost in the neighborhood, and I just didn't go back to work again. I
Oh,
just
you
left
kept-
with the pizzas and went home.
Did you eat them? Did you eat them?
Yeah, I think we did. I think we got high. And
Why not?
Did you
Right?
drive back the plastic magnetic sign?
Didn't have one of those. It was a small mom and pop place.
Oh, okay.
All-
so you're
all the
fucking
employees
over, I say you fucked over the Ruby Tuesdays, but you really fucked over the mom and pop.
Well, no, all the employees at the pizza joint, they all had DUIs, and I was the only guy who didn't have a DUI, so they forced me to deliver the pizzas.
why didn't the guy with the no skin on his leg come back?
It was terrible. So that's
this
what I
is
got. I got fired from that.
GPS, right?
Oh, this is way pre-GPS. This is like I was printing out directions off MapQuest in the office, trying to get directions. And it was like I would have like a stack of 5 pizzas, so I'm like getting directions from point A to point B, then point B to point C, and then
One mistake. Here's the thing: one mistake, you can't find.
Oh,
your
no,
back
yeah.
He's delivering pizzas like he's on a quest. He has to go through the haunted forest.
Yeah,
Oh, we went the wrong way.
Like, and then there's that move where you look at the time and it's like 35 minutes past of when you're,
Yeah.
and then you're like, it's no issue.
well, they had a 30-minute guarantee delivery, so I'm like 45 minutes.
Well, you got to take the one you missed and just say, fuck it, I got to go to the
Yeah,
next
I gotta
one.
go to the
Yeah,
next.
but once it's too far gone, you just drive home. And you're like, that's where there's that job.
I do like the idea of you driving home, and then you get home. You do that move where you open the garage, you drive in, and then you shut it. And you're just sitting in your car with the garage. And then you get out, and you get these pizzas. And by now, unfortunately, even enjoying the pizza, you can't because they're cold.
Yeah.
You know?
And every minute that passes, you're wondering like, what's going on at the job? Like, where they're trying to call me? They're trying to be like, what
There was
happened
no
to our-
cell phones. I didn't have a cell phone then either.
Yeah, they're like, what happened to our delivery driver? Just never. But it probably happens a lot.
Yeah,
So they're
yeah.
probably like, oh,
Have you
another
ever
one
called?
down.
Have you ever called about a pizza not making it? I can remember a time that you and I did. Do you remember when we ordered that novelty-sized jumbo pizza?
Yeah.
And we ordered it all drunk.
In
and
Deltona, right?
In Deltona,
Yeah.
and it didn't make it. And then we called, and then the guy was like, I swear it's on its way. I swear
Yeah,
it's on its way."
yeah,
And we
yeah.
were mad. We were like, we're going to fucking kill you. And then, sure enough, some fucking Machine Gun
Stony
Kelly
Baloney.
looking meth head came
From
rolling
Deltona.
off. Yeah, I got your big ass pizza right here.
Oh yeah. For
Oh,
sure, he
man.
got lost.
Oh, yeah. He probably ate a slice, pushed
Anyway.
it all back together.
I'll be up and up from there, though. I got a job at TGI Fridays after the pizza joint,
Oh, yeah.
which I got fired from.
Oh, what'd you get fired at TGI Fridays?
That was for smoking in the water room, the weed, and with the whole management staff. And we had the regional manager come in, and it was the end of the work shift. TGI Fridays were up until 2, so it was like 1 a.m., and the entire dining room smelled like weed because we were smoking in the boiler room. The boiler room actually blew air into the dining room, so all of our blunt smoke was going into the dining
Well,
room.
who all got fired?
Uh,
Just
me-
you?
No, it was like me, half the back of the house, and a manager. because we just
my
the
God.
regional manager came in there. He's like, "What the fuck's going on?" We scurried like rats and ran to our cars and just drove home.
Again,
Seeing a pattern. Seeing a pattern
He
here.
just runs away.
Well, it's so on
You
the
know what? He
days-
does go on a lot of errands here.
I like a good runaway though.
And every time he leaves, I'm like, may not
He's
see
not
him
going to
again.
come back.
Every time you leave, just so you know, I go over to your desk and I look at it and I try to imagine how I'm going to repurpose it. I'm like, I don't know. It's like a kid that goes to college. I'm like, do I put a fucking treadmill in here? Like, what do I do? I got to do something with this corner. I have so much space.
For Murphy bed.
I'm thinking of doing a wrapping paper room. That's real big on Etsy.
We'll put a plant, and then we'll put a pencil and its leaf, and it'll do the same work.
Oh my God. That's so mean.
Oh, you can take it. I looked him in his eyes.
Actually, you were looking in my eyes.
Yeah, I don't think he actually looked at me.
So do you want your first
Yes.
contestant?
Yeah, let's do it. What line?
Okay, on line 1 we have James.
Hey, James, welcome to the show and to the big Tom and Dan Labor Day extravaganza.
How you guys doing?
Good.
We're good, man.
So, now, do you have a story about getting fired?
Yeah, I got fired.
Okay, all right.
I can tell by your voice you have been fired twice in your life.
Yeah, actually, that is exactly right.
Wow.
Daniel's a talent now.
God damn.
'cause
Many people don't know.
But he is, I can hear it right now, he's 19% Rob Dyrdek face.
Oh, okay. Yeah. He's a 19% deer dick. Yeah,
You can hear it too, because that's your specialty.
Yeah. I can see it.
Yeah.
So tell us about the you getting fired.
Well, so it was when I probably like 14 years ago now. I was like 22, and I was working at McDonald's. They had made me a manager. Yeah, shit job, of course. But it's fucking
hey,
easy, and they wanted to.
I know some people that manage McDonald's that make decent money. Yeah.
Yeah, it was decent money and shit. So they eventually brought in these other two people after I was there for like a year and a half, some guy from Daytona or whatever.
Uh-oh.
And one night I was working a shift with him.
That's
and
never good, by the way.
Bring in the guy
No,
from
no.
Daytona.
No one
Shit's going bad.
No one's ever said when you wanted things to get better, bring in the Daytona guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Yeah.
So that night, like the drive-through girl had called off or whatever, and I was like, fucking, I'll do drive-through. I don't care. So, like, I'm in the back drive-through, and we ran out of parfaits or some stupid shit that he didn't feel like prepping any more of. So, like, I got in my groove, and I ended up selling whatever he didn't want me to sell, and he comes storming to the back, and he's like, did you sell this fucking parfait? And I'm like, oh, my bad, bro. Like, I'll fucking get rid of it or whatnot. And he's like, what, are you fucking stupid? And then storms back up front, and I kind of lost my cool a little bit and was following up there and told him I was going to, quote, stuff him in the fryer and turn him into McNuggets.
no.
So you threatened the boss.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
We got fucking Johnny Parfait back here.
No, here's the thing. So what's odd to me about this, and then it's kind of a tell when it comes to like corporate restaurant jobs like
All right,
this,
sure.
or let's say corporate fast food.
Okay.
Like I wanted to categorize McDonald's really as a restaurant, even though it is, but it's fast food.
Not really, but
Yeah. So, but it seems because like you were trying to do your intent was to do the best thing for the company. Like, you know what I'm saying? Someone
Yeah.
dropped the ball, and now
Well, he said he got in his groove, and I would imagine, because I've
Yeah.
seen some of these people do like McDonald's and Dunkin' Donuts, like being able to do something at the same time as taking an order. It doesn't look easy. I'll just throw it out there.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like, I don't think you or I would probably not be very good at.
Yeah.
It.
So, but what's
it can get tough. And, like, so what, you get in your groove and you're used to selling everything that you have because you're supposed to have it. So then I just sold the shit like I'm used to.
Yeah.
And I even told him, I'm like, I'll make the parfait. And he's like, no, fucking, you're stupid. And, like, oh, I got so mad, man. Like,
Bad.
so,
Yeah,
but
I don't like when people talk to me like that.
no, talk down to me, man.
So my
yeah, don't disrespect me. Like, I can handle a lot, but don't disrespect me. Like,
well,
come
it's
on.
okay to be wrong.
Right.
You know, like it's okay
Don't
to
call
fuck
me
Yeah.
stupid.
Yeah.
Don't scream at me.
Yeah, that's a little different.
a lot of people.
This guy's dressing you down like
Now I'm
Gordon
not.
Ramsay.
What's his name again?
Yeah, fucking McDonald's, James.
JJ.
I was just gonna call him stupid.
James.
No.
I'm kidding, James.
What's interesting about it seems like there's maybe a stereotype or ongoing theme with people that maybe lean towards bad at life, where they're really, really angry if someone disrespects them, like more than they should be. based on their own status. You know what I'm saying? Like,
for sure, yeah. That was me for sure. Like, I definitely went too far.
I'm not. I see a lot of people, like, maybe with lots of juggalo tattoos and haven't had a good run of life, but will get extremely incensed if someone disrespects them. I'm like, really? That's what put you over the top? Disrespect?
I'll go one step further. A standard R-word big for nothing. In movies, when you're like, whenever anybody's like, we got this guy over here, he's just stupid. The big for nothing usually gets up and goes, don't call me stupid. and that's when he kills the guy.
I mean, like, but you are on the spectrum of stupid. There's you're leaning towards the high end. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, and then the same thing
out of this conversation.
Well, no, it's a dangerous word is my point. I'm just saying that you start winging that around. There is a percentage that big for nothing will spring to life and then grab your arms and then just rip them out of their sockets.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not the biggest guy, but like I back then I had a bit of an anger problem, so of course everything kind of set me off. Like if that was to happen now, I'd be like, whatever, man. Like I don't even care. But
something
about being 21, I don't know.
You're a kid. You're a kiddo.
And also back to like corporate fast food. What I was gonna say is that like, your intent was to do the best job you could, even for the company. So you're like, screw it, I'll just make the parfait. I'll do this, do that. You're trying to do the best job you can. And the manager, because I imagine in these environments, they're so into the protocol, and the protocol's beaten into them so much, like they have a well-oiled fast food machine that like you do this, everything is put into little categories, like so that everybody has only that job.
Just efficient.
Yeah, they like because they
I wish
on
that's how it ran.
Well, why was he so mad at you? Why was he calling you a fucking? Because
I feel like he was only a couple years older than me, and I think he was on a power trip. Like he just thought he should be able to say whatever he wanted.
Yeah, there are people that just if they get a little bit of power, they fucking run it in the ground.
But sure, but
it's like a power complex.
But he was calling you that because that's not the protocol, right? Like you're not supposed to do two jobs at once.
Now, I don't know how it is at regular ones. This was technically a franchise-owned McDonald's, so there was only like 3 of us working or 4 of us working the shift anyway, and I was supposed to do multiple jobs. Apparently, that wasn't a job he wanted me to do. I'm still not sure why he got so mad about it, but I probably made it worse by getting as mad as I got.
So did you stuff him in the fryer and turn him in?
No, luckily for me, one of my friends was working there at the time, and he was in the kitchen. So as I came around the corner, I don't know if I'd have put him in the fryer, but I was definitely going to hit him. And my friend was like pushing me towards the back door, and he was significantly bigger than me, so he just kind of forced me out the back door and pushed me away from the situation.
Good friend.
Good friend.
Yeah.
Did you get fired?
That man was Barack Obama.
Did you get fired on the spot, or did
no? So yeah, I left that day, and then when I came into work the next day, the general manager suspended me, and then literally 2 days later called me and was like, "So we just don't have a spot for you anymore."
No.
Yeah.
The slow fire.
That was the.
So you didn't even
get
to.
That was the shit quote.
That's how we were gonna do it with Butler too. Never got that far. It never got that far.
See, you didn't even get the satisfaction of what I assume is the ultimate satisfaction at fast food jobs when you take off your visor and then your apron and you slam it on the floor or the counter.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
Cool. No.
Yeah.
Did you not at all. I had to bring them back for my last paycheck.
Yeah. That's how they get you. It's like you with your cap and gown and your diploma in high school. Yeah. They make you return your cap and gown to get your real diploma.
Unless you don't want your diploma.
Yeah.
And in which case your mom has to pull strings to get it because you kept your cap and gown. I did that. She was not happy.
I just never picked up my diploma.
Yeah, no, I was pulling that move, but my mom, would never let that stand.
Yeah.
So.
All right, sir. Well, threatening to
kill someone.
Do violence to your immediate superior and getting fired for it. That's a pretty good story.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a lot of fights within fast food restaurants between employees and managers.
We see them on the internet all the time.
But
it's high stress, man.
Yeah.
You're constantly on the clock.
That's why I do think that it is one of the jobs.
Rushing to get food out.
I know this is going to hurt people that depend on this to make money, but in some ways that is why I wish it was just a wall with a bunch of screens, and then that way nobody that walks in there, no homeless person can throw a cash register at some teenager. No teenager can ruin his life by going out there and curb stomping somebody that made him mad.
Oh.
Just in the altercations, just a wall, screens, the food comes down a conveyor belt. That's all you need.
Yeah.
It's definitely going that way because, like, when I first started working there, we did everything by hand, and by the time I haven't worked there, which has been probably 12 years now, they had, like, a clamshell grill now, so it, like, just does it all on its own. You just push buttons, and it cooks everything. All you do is put the meat down.
I mean,
That's dope.
Fast food corporations, they cannot wait to get fully automated. They don't want any employees. They're like, literally, their whole business model.
Too much of a liability.
The only problem with their whole business model is their employees.
Yeah.
If we get the drink machine's automatic.
They're like, we need to get rid of these people, and then our business will be great.
Yeah. Well, hey, and just real quick, the second time you got fired, what was that for?
It was also at McDonald's, and it was also for telling. It was a different McDonald's, and it was for telling my boss she was a stupid bitch.
All right.
All right.
Seems like
consistency.
What do you do now, sir? Do you have a boss?
I manage a McDonald's with a bunch of stupid bitches.
I'm the assistant kitchen manager of a small restaurant in Tavares.
There you go. Awesome.
Well, sir,
I went to therapy for my anger as well, so I no longer have that issue.
That's nice.
And also,
but it's still there.
As you get older, that seems to diminish. It gets less and less.
But one day somebody
it really does.
Somebody will
the world
push your
beats you
buttons.
down.
Yeah.
It does, but one day somebody will push your buttons and you'll kill them and go to jail.
I mean, luckily I don't have to deal with customers anymore, so that's always a positive. They don't stress me out.
Yeah, that's true. Well, thank you so much for your call. You are a winner. Everyone today is a winner.
All right. I like being a winner.
All right, man. Take care.
All right.
See ya.
See ya.
Later.
Some people you tell in the voice, you're like, oh, made a couple mistakes. So what's the next?
Line 2, we have Lisa.
No, a lady.
A lady.
Hey, lady, what'd you get fired for? No, I'm kidding.
She didn't.
You didn't?
No.
She was the firer.
Oh, you fired somebody.
Like I fired Butler.
Yes.
I used to work at Ruby Tuesday.
My name is Ruby.
And the way he portrayed my story is completely opposite. So how did you fire someone? Tell us the story.
Yeah, so I've been an HR manager for a while now. So I was working as an HR manager at a hotel in Seattle. And really it's just a generic firing itself. I mean, it was just someone, poor performance, poor attendance, nothing crazy there. But, I sent the guy down, hey, head down to your locker, grab your stuff and go. But didn't send anyone with him because he's a pretty chill guy, didn't think anything of it. But then I get a text from my HR director maybe 5 minutes after he leaves the building, and she's like, hey, come down to the hallway. And I get there.
No.
By the way,
man, if anybody ever texts you, come down to the hallway, even anyone.
It's always going to be bad.
Never go to the hallway.
Yeah,
Find where the hallway is and then go the other direction than the hallway.
She's like, go ahead.
No, I was just, you're right. Danger's right. If anybody texts you to go anywhere, it's never, it's not going to be a surprise where it's going to be a happy surprise for you. It's always something went wrong.
My wife does it. Andrea does it. She'll be like, come to the living room. I get down there and Caesar shit everywhere. I'm like, why are you texting me that?
Well, you got to see it if I had to see it.
No, is that the way it works?
Oh, that happened last night. Chris was like, I'm down there. I'm trying to fix some cabinet. And Chris was like, come here. I'm traumatized. And I'm like, I put down my drill. I get up off the floor. I'm an old man now, so everything's hard.
Oh, yeah. It takes me 30 minutes to walk out of bed. It's like an egg.
And she's like, look what I stepped on next to the garbage. And then there's a fucking decapitated frog sitting there. She's like, I stepped on it. I'm like, I had to get up. What? Why?
You poor man.
Anyway, so you
get to the hallway.
I get to the hallway, and it's just a piece of shit on the floor.
One turd?
The hallway, one human man-sized log.
Oh, it was a log. It wasn't a
man log.
man log over.
That took like 3 seconds to push out.
Yeah, I mean, I
Like
don't
he had to
know.
pull his
No,
pants-
you can go faster than 3 seconds. 3
I know.
seconds is better for your anus because you won't get
You
hemorrhoids.
walk it out for length, though, right?
Well, you would have
No,
to,
you have to
yeah.
squat,
You don't
though.
want to. You want to walk it out for length. You don't want to stand still, or you're going to end up doing the hoarder straight up and down. You
Yeah.
do like Twin Towers.
You're trying to set a message here.
Well,
Yeah.
well, plus, like I imagine you pulled your pants down to your ankles. You didn't take your pants off, so you can.
Well,
you
let her
can do
tell
a-
her story.
Well, you know, one of the what I mean, if I were going to do it, I mean, I would certainly, I would push it out fast.
Oh, of course, because you don't want to get caught.
Yeah, but that's bad. You should let it. They tell you. My doctor told me
Well,
I'm supposed to let turds fall out
when,
of me.
when you're relaxing in your own toilet, but we're trying to shit on your
Yeah.
the job site.
Shit on
that
the
you just
go.
got
Yeah.
fired from.
sneaking
You're
turd,
gonna
yeah.
push it out fast.
Well, you could be hurting yourself
So
and the company.
a human-sized turd and you
Log.
a log, and you're both looking
log.
at it. Yeah. Now,
Does it stink?
There's an odor. Yeah.
do you immediately
Healthy.
I'm setting the scene.
presume that it was this guy you just fired?
It didn't cross my mind knowing the guy as well as I did. I'm like, what is this? Are we really seeing what we're seeing?
I would like
what
to
happened?
think that your friend was like, "Ha, it wasn't him, it was me." Don't tell anyone. You know,
Like, why did this
it's
happen?
our little secret. I'm the hallway shitter.
Oh my god.
So
Well, so at the same time, so this is right in front of our housekeeping department and the hotel, and at the same
Well, that
time,
was
as we're looking
polite.
at this,
He did it in
Right,
front
yeah,
of housekeeping. I mean, that's
although, why'd you take it out on them? I always say, like,
well,
when
they're gonna have to clean it anyway. So I feel like if you're gonna do it, if you do it in front of their door, you're at least saving them the walk to like, you know.
but you're not really like getting one over on the corporation that fired you because of whatever, poor performance.
I think I would have shit on the glass of the copy machine, shut
Smashed
the top
it, yeah.
and smashed it, and then hit 1 million copies and walked out.
So how
That's pretty good, right?
did you guys have
what I'm
some
gonna do when I live
surveillance camera footage or anything to show that it was the guy?
So yeah, there's the thing. So at the same time that we're looking at the log, housekeepers are coming down from our 20 floors of the hotel for lunch. So we're like roping off like it's some crime scene so nobody steps on it and whatever and trying to clean it up. But then I'm like, I'm going to go down to security, see what's going on, see if we can find out who did it. So we do have surveillance. Our security guard, rewinds to whatever time frame, last 10 minutes. And
That's where he did it.
You do that move where
Yes.
you're rewinding, and then all of a sudden you show him. You see him squatting, and you're like, "Oh, this is where."
Here's where the magic happens.
Rewind a little bit more, and yeah.
Stop tape.
Well,
You can see right there the time code 00155. Oh, there it goes.
and that's the best part is like, you think it's a like drop the pants and squat scenario, but you see him come out of the locker room. He's kind of in casual clothes, basketball shorts, t-shirt, and he's just walking. He lifts a leg, kind of shakes his booty, and it just falls on the floor. He doesn't know
Yeah.
he's walking.
Old ladies like to do that in liquor stores. I've seen about 500 videos on Facebook of old ladies, and they wear balloony polyester pants, and they're getting their handle of vodka, and they get back there, and apparently there's no bathroom, like at
Liquor store.
liquor store, and then they just shit, and then they shimmy their leg, and it falls out, and then usually some Asian man slips on it and falls into the spiced rum.
So he pooped in
Yeah.
his shorts and then shook it out onto the floor.
I don't think that there's any way he could have like pushed it out that fast. So my guess is that there's a bathroom in the locker room. He like prepared it and just let it go.
Oh, wow.
That's my guess. I
Yeah,
don't know.
you're probably right.
Like let it
Which, like,
sit in his
almost makes it
undies.
worse.
Well, you pull your undies down, you go in the bathroom, and you hover like a girl, and then you shit in the taint saddle of your underpants. Because you have that little cradle, the taint cradle.
Yeah.
So you shit in the taint cradle, and then you pull it up so the turd
No.
is between the
Come
back
on.
of your
It's
shaft
just
and your
sitting
balls.
on.
Turds are too fragile for that, though. I argue.
Well, yours are too loose because your wife only feeds you health food.
Okay.
If you
Just
eat
get a
like-
Harvey
if you eat
log.
like- if you eat like me and Tom,
Oh.
every shit that comes out of my ass, it looks like a perfectly formed firehouse sub.
I stand corrected. I bow out.
Oh yeah, it's hard as
Yeah.
JB Wells.
And it looks like it's got Captain Sorensen sauce all over the top of it.
So you see him doing this, and you know it's the guy you fired, right?
Yeah,
No.
for sure.
Now, did you call the cops?
No, he was already out of the building. It was kind of just like, let's just move on.
Dude, you
He's
are an
gone.
awesome person,
Did
and I
you-
think I know exactly who this is, and I'm just going to tell you right now.
Do you tell
You're better
him?
than I am because I would have called the cops and had because that's gross and it's like you get disease and shit from that.
biohazard.
Especially now, you
Make
get
him come
COVID.
back and clean it up himself.
Yeah, you get some COVID from that shit. So I would have called the cops, but the fact that you didn't gives you mad cool points.
Now, did
Who
you?
wants to be arrested for that? Really?
Did you
Like,
ever?
what are you in for? I shit in my old building.
Well, you know what? He knew he worked there, so he knew there were surveillance cameras. So he probably, I mean, technically, you could tell the cops like it was an accident. I had an accident on the floor. It wasn't on purpose because it fell out of your shorts. Like,
Ooh, I'm gonna start doing that.
But you just
and you
ghosted.
can't-
What, here? You're going to start doing that?
No, not here. At Clear Channel.
You're not gonna get, you're not gonna get
I'm
arrested.
kidding.
It's 11 year worked there in 11
Goes
years.
back to the garage thing.
So that was it. No more contact with the guy. Shit on the floor. Never heard from him.
So the only thing I heard.
Oh
I
my
didn't
God!
try to
Please say you're
contact
dating him now.
Yes.
Please
He's my
say
husband.
he's my hubby. I love him.
No, the only thing I heard. So we're pretty tight knit at the hotel. Everyone's friends with everyone, and someone came back to me later because, of course, everyone knew that this happened, and they had texted him like, "What were you thinking?" And he just replied, it felt like the right thing to do in the moment, and that's all he had to say about it.
I kind of
Wow.
Well, I kind of like how you handled it, and I kind of like the way I like this whole
Very
story.
intellectual. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
I like
what
this.
have to do.
Yeah,
You know,
it
also-
happened a couple years ago, and we refer to it still as Poopgate 2018. It's
wow.
how everyone still refers to it. It's pretty infamous.
That's awesome.
I've always wanted to hear from someone because we've talked about this for years where like everybody always has a fantasy when they're working for a corporation, you hate your job, about that one day that you quit and you tell everybody to fuck off or you shit on your boss's desk or you know, like you have fantasies about ruining where you work
Mine
because
has
you hate
never
it so
been
much.
shit. Mine has always been pee on the boss's desk.
Yeah.
It's
I always
always-
just wanted to cuss them out.
You know
Yeah,
why?
And
yeah.
I'd be like, deuces, and then walk out.
Because shit to me is
no one ever does.
Not actually deucing, but just throwing
it's
up
too
deuces,
easy
yeah.
to clean.
I always want to put a dick card in my boss's
Oh,
wallet.
shit.
PP does some
Done that.
real
Yeah.
good old American ruining.
Yeah, because people will soak in
Ooh,
liquid.
piss on a computer. Ruin the whole
Oh,
computer.
I have.
Go all the way out.
But we have these fantasies if you're working at a job you hate about quitting, and no one ever really does it. Like no one ever.
It's very rare.
Yeah. It's super rare. But the people that do, I also
You respect them a little bit?
No, well, because the problem is though, is like you hate this corporation in your mind, but really it's just. Your immediate bosses or maybe your employee, it's like the actual like DoubleTree Hotel, the CEO doesn't even know who you are. Like, you know what I'm saying? You're just an
Right.
employee.
Yeah, but that's part of the problem. I'm just a fucking number in the
Yeah.
machine.
So,
Yep.
but anything you do to ruin the corporation's property, they don't give a shit. Like it's not
Yeah,
gonna.
but it makes me feel better.
That's all it's about. But does it? Because that's what I want to talk to the
Oh,
person.
that guy definitely felt better after shitting in the hallway.
And that's what it's all about. It's
Yeah.
just like you mentally feel
It's
like
I got him.
You got him.
Yeah.
Okay. Even though, but you just inconvenience.
Mildly inconvenienced.
Just the people that clean it, which is the housekeepers anyway, which
Yeah.
didn't do anything to you.
No, those poor people,
Like-
and I usually say ladies because the only experience
Yeah.
I've ever had has been ladies, and they were always
Like-
so sweet and so nice. They work
And-
so hard.
And and for you, I guess he's taking the main aggression out on you because you're the one that fired him. You just went down and laughed at it, and then now have a story to tell, a podcast in the future. Like,
Yeah, that's
it
true.
It actually benefited you if you think about it, because
Yeah.
you wouldn't be on the show.
I mean, you're doing nothing but laughing and smiling. It
Yeah.
sounds like this has actually made your life better.
So he didn't
Yes.
get back at anybody. The only person that he inconvenienced is the housekeeper that had to pick up the shit and clean it.
Well, he may have changed.
Yeah.
Some of the people that she said it's very tight knit, and some of the people that may know him probably changed their opinion of him a little bit, right?
Oh yeah. I mean, you look like a trash person if you shit on the floor of the job you got fired from, especially when you got fired for being late or doing shit.
Yeah,
Like,
just
you're
not
at
being a
fault.
good employee.
Yeah. So it's like,
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's validation is what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, the turd falls out, and you're like, great, that's all we needed to know. Made the right decision.
like, I can understand wanting
Can't
to
put it back in.
Yeah.
Like, I can understand wanting to shit on the floor of the company that like fucked you over for so many years, or you never got that raise you're supposed to. Like, but this person was like habitually late, like a laundry list of things, and then you fired him, and then he's like, "How dare you fire me because I'm late all the time and I don't do my job? I'm gonna shit on your floor."
Or no, what if
Exactly.
he says, "I'll give you something to fire me for"? You know, I mean,
But what is he mad about?
I don't know. What am
I?
I mad about? I'm mad all the time, and I have no reason to be mad. Hey, great story. That's an awesome one.
Hey, thank you.
No problem.
And happy Labor Day, and you are a winner.
Am I a winner?
You are, yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody's a winner today.
Oh, yay.
Well, we promised a
Fabulous.
$100 gift card.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
we don't
No,
really
I'm
know
telling
yet.
everybody they're a winner.
No, wait,
Just-
we're not giving
Oh,
everybody.
no.
no, you're not.
We still got one more contestant.
You
We'll let you know.
may or may not get the gift card, but I'll send you something. I don't know. Tom and Dan, I don't know, something. I'll find some stuff around here like Peter does, some Scotch and Good Conversation. I'll send you some pubes.
Home Alone board game.
Fabulous.
All right,
I
see ya.
look forward to it. Bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, we got one
One
more.
last contestant on line one. We have Mike.
Hey, Mike, what's up?
Hey, everybody.
So, Mike, do you got a story about firing someone or getting fired?
Getting fired, man. I'm the expert of that.
All right.
Uh-oh.
Do you?
Stepping on my turf.
More than 5?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
I don't know about
This is
that.
Creek Squad, Mike.
Mike, do you
all right.
consider yourself a chopper or chopper light?
Oh, I don't know. More of a whacker than a chopper.
Oh, I know
same
what that
thing.
means, yeah.
So,
That's
Mike,
a chopper that thinks he's funny is a whacker.
let's tell your story. Where was the
And
job?
a British chopper who thinks is funny is a wanker.
How dare you.
Go ahead, Mike.
All right. Okay. Well, I was working in, I live in Davenport, Polk County. So I was working for a job that I got hired on as an equipment operator. And turned out the only equipment they wanted me to run was like a shovel. And I'm not a half-master, but I'm not a laborer.
Oh. He's insulted again. This is twice, right?
That's the equivalent of calling me a sales associate, and I worked in the stock room, and you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, they're like, "You're an equipment operator now. Dig this hole, motherfucker."
Yeah, but could you hear that though? He's insulted, kind of like our first caller who was called stupid. You see what I'm saying? Like there is a. How big are you? Are you big for nothing?
I used to be. I'm down to about 210 now.
Oh, okay. So you used to be a big fat chungus, and is that when were you a big fat chungus when you got fired?
No, I was probably about 230 then.
Okay.
But I peaked out about 265.
All right.
So I'm a little confused when you applied or when you got this job. You expected to be an equipment operator. What did you think that was going to be? Because any other like complicated equipment, you need like licensing and training for. So it's like they're not going to just let you drive a bulldozer just off the street. So what did you think was going to be the job?
No, it was supposed to be an equipment operator, just basically like running tractors, mowing, running bobcats, track hose, that kind of stuff, which I've always done. But there was supposed to be a possibility of other duties that weren't on the equipment, but it turned out to be a job where it was all of the duties with no equipment.
No, all right. So they just said,
Yeah. So you got hoodwinked a little bit.
Here's the shovel, motherfucker. Start digging. Oh, it is hard. Digging is hard, dude. I don't know when's the last time any of you have dug a hole, but
I did a little bit at my mom's place, and I'm not good at it. It's definitely I'm not made.
Good way to hurt your back.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, yeah.
If you have back problems, and you can't just get out there and start whacking away. It doesn't work like that.
You need gloves, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Digging-
blister's crazy.
Digging
yeah.
is really hard.
Hate it.
So they tell you to dig, and what happens next?
Well, it was pretty much digging all the time, but also hauled all the equipment around for other people to run, and drove the truck, pulled the trailer. I've always done that. So we loaded up one day. We had to load up by hand a whole gooseneck trailer about 30 feet long full of cement blocks.
Mm-hmm.
And the next day, we met at the boss man's house to take his personal truck with that trailer to a place that we were going to go sell it.
All right.
So I hopped up in the truck, really nice truck. You know, it was a Ford diesel souped up with a bigger turbo on it.
Oh yeah, Ranch
Really?
King Ranch edition.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, really powerful, like really badass, fast truck. And my crew leader was behind me with the machine. We were riding out to the job site.
Mm.
And there in Davenport, you know, it's all country roads till you get up to around Ronald Reagan, where you got 4 lanes and red lights. Fancy town. So I came out, got on the main road. Was like, screw it, I'm tired of working here. I'm not going to quit, but I'm going to let this guy fire me. So I basically blew his truck up. Went to one red light. I went to one red light with that load of blocks, and I figured I would just thump it and just smoke it out and just haul ass through there and maybe get a couple red light tickets. And instead, at the first red light, I dumped it as hard as I could, and the truck launched, but it didn't really go very far. It just kind of hit first and then slammed second, and then it started shaking like a motherfucker. So I was like, oh, that felt pretty bad. So it kind of scared me a little bit. Eased on down the road and got to the next red light and did the same exact thing. Well, this time, it really started blowing some black smoke, shaking like crazy, and my crew leader was behind me, and he called me and started yelling at me, asking me if I was stoned. What the hell was I doing? It didn't take that much power to pull that load. And I told him everything was fine. I just slipped, you know, no big deal. I'll get down to the last red light, and I do it again, this time harder than ever. And immediately, snap, I hear something beating underneath the side of the truck. So I figured, hell, I must have broke the drive shaft. Well, I did. I broke it off right at the carrier bearing smooth, rolled the whole rear end, broke
So he's doing a lot of damage to get fired.
Yeah, Tom and I are just sitting here like our mouths open. We're just like, holy shit.
I mean, I just
Maximum destruction.
It took a turn where
Yeah,
like
it did take a turn.
I'm
I didn't
wondering-
expect that, so that's why I was so quiet.
I'm wondering. You know what? I'm starting to realize is that like I think and here's the thing. When I say bad at life, Mike, you gotta understand I'm bad at life too. So I'm mentioning myself. Like I'm with you. I've done. You've heard the show. I mean, millions of mistakes, horrible decision making skills. Anyway, but it seems like if you may be on the spectrum of bad at life or the high of the like. The mentality of I don't like this job. Instead of quitting, I'm going to
blow up a truck,
ruin as much as I can.
Well, that's
so
the thing
that,
of
to get fired.
What you were just talking about. You hate the job and the people so much that you're like, you know what? I'm going to cause them as much strife and damage as possible.
But how long was this? This was just your first day there, or you'd been there a minute?
Oh, no, I've been there for about a year at that point.
Okay.
Goddamn.
That's a lot of shoveling.
Yeah. I thought it was like the first 2 weeks of
Yeah,
your
that's
work.
me too. So that's why I was like, holy shit.
Also, I mean, you could have just told someone you weren't happy with the position you were in instead of breaking the boss's truck. There may
told
be
him every day.
Oh, okay. And
I mean, but
told
you
him how
were,
much I hated the job and
in
hated
all
him and
seriousness,
working
I mean, you were driving a truck, which is not using a shovel.
Also,
yeah, you're right.
There is an option of just quitting and not destroying all these things and getting fired.
Yeah, but then he wouldn't get the call into us.
Yeah. So
All right.
you broke the drive shaft off. Then what happens?
Quitting wasn't an option. That was me doing this was my way of showing them how much I fucking hated working there.
Okay.
I see what you're saying.
It's the shit in the cradle.
Yep. So I broke the drive shaft. I broke the U-bolt. Completely twisted the rear ends, pointing straight up. Kind of limped through the intersection and pulled off on the side of the road.
By the way, Mike, hold on, stop for a second. I want to believe that your boss gave you this job because he was like, I'm going to see if Mike can operate some real machinery, and then we're going to give him a
If he
promotion.
can drive Mike's really been killing it for me. He's my best shoveler. If he can drive my prized possession truck to the job site perfectly, I'm not only going to give him the job of his dreams, but $5,000 cash.
Bonus, yeah.
And he'll finally be in a true equipment operator. Like,
Oh, hold on, my wife's calling.
Like they've been hazing you for a year.
Oh, hey, baby, it's me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was actually. Hey, what are you cooking tonight?
Pot roast. I was actually thinking of inviting Mike over with, he can eat with the family. I'm gonna, give him the promotion over a good home cooked dinner.
This kind of plays into me and Daniel's favorite joke is when if we're talking
birthday cake.
We're talking shit about someone, and then they're standing behind us with a birthday cake.
Yeah.
For us. It's like
Normally it's Mike B. We're talking shit about Mike B. And then we look, and there he is, mustache, and he's got
Holding a
crying.
birthday
He's hiding a
because he heard us.
Yeah, he's holding a cake with an onion on the top.
So,
of
Mike,
it.
is there any possibility that this could be the job that your boss was going to test you, and you were finally going to become a true equipment operator?
Oh no, it
Okay.
was. I've been an equipment operator before that, and long after it, and this was just a bullshit job
No.
that I thought was going to be good because it was only like 5 minutes from my house. It just didn't work out.
So
what was the aftermath, though? Did you have to end up paying for the truck, or?
No, but I actually did some more damage to it after that.
well, like on
The
purpose?
same trip. Yeah, on purpose.
Well,
I was already going to get fired, so why not? Fuck it.
Run it into the ground.
They let you drive again?
Yeah, they brought another truck, and they switched the trailer off that truck, and they told me just to limp it to the job site on the front axle, in 4-wheel drive.
It's
That's on them at this point, right?
Yeah, I think
mean,
so.
Yeah,
if they're not picking up on the vibe that you're actually doing this on
Right.
purpose.
Yeah. And unless you're totally insane and you are acting like...
Like I come here one day and Butler's using an axe to chop all the walls. And then I grab the axe from him. I'm like, what are you doing? And he's like, it just slipped. And I'm like, all right. And I hand it back to him. It's kind of on me, right?
Here's your axe. Don't do it again tomorrow. I'm going to leave now.
I'm going to leave now. Just stop
You be
chopping.
good.
He's just chopping. I hear him as I'm walking to my car. He's just chopping everything.
Yeah. At a certain point, it's on your boss and everybody around you.
Like, I think I hear him
laughing.
No.
Yeah. Which I assume that a lot of other people around could drive a truck. It's like usually in
It's
these...
a truck.
Yeah. Also, you're a bunch of like construction dudes. You all drive trucks. So you broke his other truck. Did he fire you in person, or how did that work?
Oh, I didn't break his other truck. I broke that same truck when I was limping it to the job site on the front axle.
just made
When
it
I got
worse.
to 27, I said, fuck it. It's already done. I'm going to get fired. So I dumped it again and completely broke the front end out of it.
Nah.
It got stuck didn't have enough momentum, so I got stuck right in the middle of 27. Just hopped out, grabbed a lunchbox, and said to him, I'm fired. He told me no, called my wife, had her come pick me up, but I got fired that next Monday.
You had to think about it. He was like,
Yeah.
what?
I don't know. This guy's really good at shoveling. He's my number one guy.
He shoveled for a year without most people quit after 2 weeks and then break my truck. This guy lasted a year. I like how everybody eventually...
If I can just find one more guy, if I can find a guy that'll give me about a year and a half.
All right, dude.
Well, that was a twisty, turny, crazy story. Well, good job.
I got one more thing.
No.
When I went there, when they fired me, I told him it was bullshit, didn't sign any of his paperwork. Well, they told me I had to come back Friday to get my last check.
Hold on.
Well, when I came back that Friday...
Hold on, sir. I got to ask you a question. So then when he
There's
fired...
a lot of interaction with these people.
Yeah, but when he fired you, you then said this is bullshit and we're mad. Didn't you expect to get fired? That was the
But
whole
you
point.
wanted to get fired.
Yeah, didn't you want...
Yeah, that was absolutely the point.
But why were
I
you
wanted to
mad?
get fired because it's bullshit. Oh, I'm not mad.
He's dumb.
Oh.
Well,
you told the boss...
fired what?
Yeah.
What do you mean fired?
Am
What
I,
have I done?
Yeah. Am I wrong in the fact that you just said that you said it was bullshit that you got fired?
No, I said it was a bullshit job. I was happy
Bullshit
I got
job.
fired.
Oh,
Getting
okay.
fired wasn't
Gotcha.
a problem.
Makes
But he
way
didn't
more
tell
sense.
me I was going to get fired at that moment, so I actually reported to my normal work area, and another supervisor told me to go to his office, so I basically just shook everybody's hand, said, hey, see y'all later, and I went to the office to get fired. But I had to come back Friday to get my last check, so I took all my work shirts, and I used them to clean my boat motor and clean all the grease off of it, and then I wrapped them up real neat with the cleanest shirt on the outside and gave them back to him.
No, all right. The old
man.
greasy shirts.
Yeah, wow, it's a lot of
It's
a lot of work.
You're pretty angry.
If you worked, if you worked as hard at getting fired as you did your job, you'd be something in life.
Technically,
I'm pretty sure that's something my dad would have said to me.
Yeah. It's like this is you weren't enslaved. Like you could quit at any time. You didn't have to shovel. You know what I'm saying? You were free to leave. You know what I'm saying? Like
it wasn't gun to your head scenario.
Technically, they were just like, here's the job. If you do this, we'll pay you money. And if you don't, and then for you to be mad, but I understand.
Yeah, I get it.
I've worked jobs that I'm mad every day, and I wish this place would burn down. Not this place, but job.
I'm glad you clarified.
And
there's little Asian children above us.
I would have fantasies. I'm like, I wish I showed up to work one day and like Office Space that the whole building is burning and everybody's standing outside. They're like, we don't. I'm like, yes, it burned. Like I wouldn't care. Like I hated it that much. So I understand, but now I see the error of my ways because, like, I'm working there. I have freedom of choice. Like, why am I so mad?
You can leave.
Yeah. Like, if it's a bad situation, I don't want to do this job.
A lot of times it's people with jobs and relationships. They don't think there's a way out, and typically there is. Most of the time there is.
Yeah.
Well, hey, great story, man. Thanks for being on the show. Okay, we'll I guess we'll deliberate, and you'll find out if you win later. Okay.
Yeah, guys. And when I got my last check, it turned out that he paid me for a week of vacation on top of my check when I left.
Pretty
Wow.
This guy really likes
your boss sounds like a really sweet guy.
Yeah, after
fucking cocksucker.
Still get a Christmas
Oh
card
my
instead.
lord!
Hold on, he gave you a week of money.
I gave him extra money and I let him drive my truck. But I am gay. I am indeed a cocksucker.
Yeah, like doesn't sound that bad. Like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he sounds like a stand-up dude.
He gave you an extra week of pay.
I just don't have enough equipment. I only have shovels left. What do you want me to do?
All right, bye. Yeah. Sometimes I
feel bad for the.
Like
bad for the truckman a little bit.
Yeah.
I feel bad for the guy too. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm just saying.
Oh yeah, I do. Though it is something that I've grown to learn the error of my ways. Where I was so mad at.
Why were you reading that off a note card? It's just like I'm thinking about. I'm just listening to you, not like using my eyeballs. It sounded like you didn't believe what you were saying.
I think he was concentrating on the error of his ways.
Yeah, because he's like, I
never
learned
learned
the error of my way.
I tattooed that on my calf like memento. And it's never. I read it every morning. I'm like, I don't know what that means.
Can't read.
But I was probably way too mad at the companies I work for, and not as much mad at myself as I should be.
Yeah,
you know,
me too.
like I'm mad that I'm in this situation, and really I'm in it because I choose to be in it. I'm not forced to be in it, but the anger is real and out there. Saying so, it's like.
Because it is difficult to navigate something like that, and having a plan B or a backup or something like that, and it doesn't sound like any of these people, especially our last guy, I mean, maybe he would have handled it differently if he'd had another job lined up that was great.
Yeah, and then it's like you work somewhere, and then I understand, like, people, and I think a lot of people believe they're working their ass off, because in their mind, that's their 100%, like I'm working my ass off. But in everybody around them and their bosses looks at it and they're like, this guy's not working his ass off. You know what I'm saying? But so working your ass off is subjective. And it means different things to everybody. So
I agree with that.
There's a lot of, I think, confusion when it comes to...
I will disagree with that. You're either working your ass off or you're not.
No, he's saying that people think
in their brain they think they are.
Like, because I think that's possible.
I mean,
I've had interns before that have come to me, and I like, even when we were at the radio station, I'd have an intern.
And they believe they're working
and I'd be like,
off.
what have you been doing? And they're like, I'm doing this. I'm like, that's nothing. Like, what are you even doing? That's nothing.
Samantha, you for sure have worked with coworkers in the past from big corporations where if you ask them, they'll be like, oh, I work my ass off. And then you're like, you don't do shit.
Yeah, but then I call them out, and then they're like, they realize that they don't. It's just an excuse. It's just lazy people with excuses. They want to, of courst they want to project to other people that they think they're working their ass off.
People.
Yeah, dumb people as well.
Dumb people.
Yeah.
I think that the majority of people that get fired will then want to like what are you? Why am I getting fired? Like they
won't take accountability.
No, it's accountability. I think, and so but you have to take some accountability for even the job you work in, and so like you could leave the next day, but I understand that then it's hard. And,
it is hard. Well, it's scary,
especially
like,
now.
Leaving anything, change. I mean, change is hard, for anybody. Especially now.
Well, what do we think here? Who's our winner? We got James, who wanted to throw his boss into the fryer, make him chicken nuggies. We got Lisa, who fired somebody and then they shit in the hallway. And then we got Mike, who essentially ruined someone's very expensive truck and also got paid vacation on top of it.
It's hard for me.
Lisa seems like the clear-cut winner because the other two seemed oddly like...
I'm kind of leaning towards the guy who got his calf burned. I don't know.
This guy.
Yeah, I'm a sucker for anything that has a turd in it.
Yeah, poop stories are always funny to me.
They're always funny.
I enjoyed that one.
I will say that the last one was a little hard for me to stomach, liking Cars as much as I do. Like, that one had, like, some twists and turns, and emotionally, that one stunned me the most. And then the first guy I felt bad for, too, but I almost wanted to have him on longer, and I know we ran out of time, but I almost wanted to find out how and is it possible to be fired from a McDonald's and then go right back to work at a McDonald's?
I think as long as because he said the first one that he got fired from was like a franchise.
I thought Real Radio was the only place that did that.
Well,
hey-o!
A lot of
all that for that.
Yeah,
a lot of giant corporations. They'll just take whoever.
They don't care.
It's just
probably didn't even know.
They probably did.
Yeah, they probably didn't even know.
He probably didn't list it on his
because you would
resume
think,
for McDonald's.
you would think that most places would have a record of that, but
they don't give it. There's too many employees.
And also, you're talking about what, the largest chain restaurant company in the world?
Subway, actually.
Oh, Subway still? Yeah, I knew Subway was, but I thought they lost it. I thought they lost it.
But what is the average employee
Jared didn't hurt him that bad, I guess.
work at McDonald's for? Like, it's got to be 3 to 6 months,
Oh, the turnover?
Well, I'm saying, like, the length of time. Like, most employees, probably the vast majority, don't go past a year.
I bet 3 is long.
3 months.
I think it all depends on where the McDonald's is at.
True.
And the management.
Yeah.
Because, like, you could have a McDonald's. You ever been to a McDonald's in a
I know a lady
small
that worked
town?
at McDonald's for like 15 years.
Oh, I do too.
Yeah.
I know a McDonald's in a small Virginia town, like a little southern town, that you go into it and you'll see the same people year after year.
Yeah.
It's like a sleepy, calm, relaxed
little
McDonald's.
community McDonald's.
You go up here, and you go up here on Colonial. That place is it's like a bomb went off, and it's different
you
people.
never see the same person.
And it's homeless, and it's crazy, and there's 1,000 people going in and out of it. It's nuts.
So
I got to go turd.
But yeah, I'm going turd too. Because I feel like the first and last story, like if this is going to be like weird things you got fired for, the first story, like your manager told you you're an idiot, you got mad and you threatened to kill him. Of course you're going to get fired.
Yeah.
And then the last story is you had a job
That's
you
just
hated.
insane.
You built up resentment for over a year and you fucked up the boss's truck twice. Of course you're getting fired.
Right.
Like,
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
It's not like you got fired for some mistake or some misunderstanding or like some goofy with.
I also like the fact
threaten
that
to kill
she
your boss,
said-
ruin your boss's car.
And I know our caller, and she said that he didn't seem like that type of guy, that she knew him and he was a chill guy. So before this happened, it sounds like there was no problem other than performance. You know what I mean? It's like she's just like,
she liked the guy.
He's lazy.
He's just
He's a lazy guy. And then she goes to fire him, and then, that's weird.
Shit on the
Dave
floor.
took it to the next level.
Yeah. I like that.
Did you, in any of your jobs you guys have ever had, do you ever see an employee do the scream? One person did it at Champs when I worked there. And
who's coming with me?
They didn't say who's coming with me, but they started saying like "fuck you," whatever, and then like did the move where they just walked off the job. And then I came running on the back like a chopper to see. He was like, "Whoa, what the Juan yelled 'fuck you' to everybody." They're like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Oh shit!"
I got the who's coming with me.
Then I just walked back.
I got a lady who got pulled out by the police and was screaming as she was getting arrested.
Nice, that's a good one.
That's a corporate office.
Police come to your job because they know you're working there, and they arrest you for a warrant.
I did the who's coming with me. Oh, I didn't do it. I had a guy do the who's coming with me. Oh, really?
Did anybody go with him?
I went. I knew the guy was right. It was Black Bean. And it was at the poker tournament. He's marching out, and he's like, Daniel and I are leaving, and we're both late. I'm like, whoa,
don't throw me in on this.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So I've seen that happen before. Yeah, it's just those things, man. I become a little choppery. Like when Tuttle was getting fired. When people are getting fired, I want to find out what's going on. So then I want to run to them. I want to see them get fired.
Yeah.
Like,
man, at the radio station, it used to be. Because no one kept secrets around there. Everybody's always just talking
you
shit.
You could feel it travel down the hallway.
But
you could feel it like ocean waves.
So every time, like, and I think it would leak out through whatever way that there was big firings coming.
Yeah.
So everybody knew it, and then it would leak out who was getting fired.
Yeah.
So you always knew. I think in every wave
big
of firings,
companies do that. Like Universal's going through that right now.
Yeah.
Where they're doing cuts, and you can.
Because
man, so bad.
managers leak it out to their friends who are also employed there, and they are friends with this, and then it just spreads around. So you inevitably, like, oh, they're getting fired on Friday, like a days before. So everybody that got fired that we work with, we knew we were going to get fired, including the manager right before when Daniel was leaving. She was like, why is Daniel leaving? Were they talking to me? And I was like, you're going to get fired. I know this because I heard it from this person.
Right.
And then on that Friday, she was fired.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's weird that corporations let that happen, or maybe it's just unique to that particular building.
I think when they're really big, they can't control the messages anymore.
Yeah,
I think that's what it is.
Yeah,
You know, and then they just
people
start to,
knew it was coming.
They just start to go.
And then it's a weird psychology because you're nervous about, you don't want to tell the person that you think they're going to get fired, because what if you're wrong? Because sometimes it can be bullshit. Like, although every time we heard it, it was exactly the
Well, there was
scenario.
one person that was going to be fired, but didn't get.
Oh, yeah.
Because of me.
Yeah, because Daniel left, so it saved that person's job. Now, that's just speculation.
Yeah.
We
did.
Although the list of what we heard everybody's going to get fired, and then the only person that didn't was on that list, and then you left instead, so we put two and two together.
That's correct.
But everybody else on the list got fired.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's every time someone gets fired that I've known, they always end up in a better place.
We've fired people
except for
here.
Bubba and Tuttle and a handful of
and Lee. Lee's not in a bad.
Where's he at?
He's
I don't know.
England, I think.
But for the
nice.
most part,
He works at Peppa Pig Land.
getting fired or leaving a job usually the person ends up better than they were before.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah, any change is good. So I think is it Lisa the poop lady?
Yep.
Well,
Lisa,
Don't call her.
Yeah,
Lisa
let's not
the
call her
lady.
the poop lady.
Well-
Did you call her back? Are we?
I can. I was just going to email her back and let her know she was the
No,
winner.
let's bother her at work and try to get her fired.
She did need to know specifically when we were calling.
Oh,
She's
did
like,
she?
I got to be prepared for my job.
She still work at the hotel?
I don't know. I think so, because she did say they still call it Poopgate 2018.
Can she get us some free rooms?
hotel? Oh,
yeah, like a massage and some suites?
I miss those days.
Hookups? I want some
free
hookups. We used to get food until COVID shut that down. Now Juan can't leave the house. The fuck, man? This place sucks.
I think he would still come here and bring, or at least drop us off food.
Oh, I wouldn't ask him to.
Yeah.
Crazy out there. People got viruses.
All right, BDMs. That is your Labor Day poop special again.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
It always ends
comes down to
poop.
poop.
Tom
Now,
is-
somebody asked me,
Uh-huh.
I had a guy email me yesterday, and I'm just going to throw this out there. This is a BDM show. We can end with this. We should put this up for committee, maybe kick this around. I had a guy reach out to me, and he's like, hey, man, I know you guys love the old Shark Week and everything, and, you know, your poop stories are great, but didn't Tom just prove on the last BDM show, you know, with his whole little daddy spilled the water deal, that we all, gentlemen, have a lot more pee-pee stories, and why don't we do a pee-pee holiday show? And
No,
I'm
that's
like,
not a bad idea.
not a bad idea, because peeing your pants, we've never covered. I feel like we could get another 7 to 8 years out of pee-pee, pee-pee week.
Oh yeah, I've got a few.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, a lot of people.
I was going to go with Pissmas.
Oh, happy Pissmas.
Yeah, Merry Pissmas.
Oh yeah. I think we should do right around the
I will
holiday.
say I just Googled just to see if there was any kind of holiday about PP. On June 21st, it is declared as the International Pee on Earth Day
Really?
by ecological wastewater
there
expert
be
Carol
pee
Steinfeld.
on Earth.
So, which is also the first day of summer. So we could do that, or we could do Pissmas.
Pissgiving.
Yeah, really.
Piss a wing.
Piss away.
Yeah.
Peaster.
Pisserman's Day.
Pisstoberfest.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. What is it? 2020 Pislection.
Oh yeah. Anyway,
Into
little
Pistis
stickers.
Day? Damn, I can't
Little
say that. I was trying to go with Independence
stickers
Day.
on everybody.
Yeah.
I pissed today.
New Piss Eve.
Yeah, we could do New Piss Eve. What's the first one in the year?
St. Pistrix Day.
Pissentine's Day.
All right.
It's done.
Yeah, we'll do.
But do you want to do this as a regular yearly Labor Day thing now?
Piss Hog
The
Day.
getting fired.
I gotta tell you, we gotta get some better stories there.
Yeah,
Again, this was our
you-
first time doing it, and we gave them a day's
You
notice.
gave
So.
me a McDonald's, a big fat truck lie, and a doo-doo.
yeah. There's some. I know that, but you're right. We did 1 day notice, and we had to do it fast. But
Yeah.
All right, you guys, BDMs, you let us know. Let us know if you want to do this next year.
Yeah,
or
yeah.
not.
If you
Yeah.
got
If
better,
not, we'll do something else.
if you have better stories, send them to Samantha, and then we'll do it again next Labor Day.
I think Pissmas has legs because I think women piss their pants more. In fact, I know my wife after having a baby. Like my wife now pisses all over Orlando,
my
just
God.
everywhere.
Yeah, but the problem is that's just little squirts of piss, and it's probably not as embarrassing. Like
I've emptied my bladder in my pants.
Yeah,
Oh
you know,
my
like,
God.
Jeez.
awake.
Yeah.
All right.
Are you doing it right now?
On purpose?
No. It was we were blackout drunk off of Irish car bombs and in Wilmington, North Carolina. And I peeped. I
Well,
I
you
think
just
we're
didn't get
laughing.
up?
Yeah, was it you, Uncle Dejan?
I think it's just it was me and a bunch of high
Ruby
school buddies.
Tuesday.
We're fucking hammered, drunk, and I think one person pissed himself. Then we were just laughing. I think 3 of us pissed ourselves.
Okay.
Like,
It was
It was just a bunch of
piss
frat
jerk.
boys.
just a bunch
Yeah,
of frat
no.
boys pissing each
A
other.
circle.
Yeah.
Well, that- I mean,
Circle piss.
a lot of people wake up in the middle of the night, sleepwalking, pee-pee in their drawers and laundry baskets.
Yep.
All my friends, I got
Done
a lot
that
of stories
too, yeah.
pee-peed on their PlayStation.
Is there an update on yours at all, or
Oh, well,
have the boys let it go? Or-
well, they keep saying like, let's laugh like Daddy spilled his water again because that's how they associate it. Although I did on the bottom of Crystal's underwear drawer was the Elf on a Shelf book that we got for Christmas that Crystal hid because we said that every year the book
swollen
comes
up.
back out. I peed all over your-
Oh!
His shit looks like shit
More
looks
like piss
you,
on a shelf.
We got it. Look like you went back to your study after Hurricane Katrina and pulled it out of the water.
Didn't want to mention that fact because something real sad about peeing on your kids' children's books. that's
Merry Christmas.
Yeah, it's perfect. Can you
Yeah.
bring the book in for Pissmas?
No, I don't want pee book.
yeah, that's some story you tell your therapist when you get older. Or something, you know what I'm saying? Then they're like, no wonder you're so damaged.
It's the elf pissed himself.
All right, BDMs, have a happy Labor Day. Be safe out there. Bye-bye.